Hey everyone, Andrew, day 2 Dryden, recording here for day 2 MTG. It's now episode 3. We've gotten off the ground. Hopefully you've checked out the other videos we've posted. We had a Modern Boros League in episode 1, and then we had a Boros League in episode 2 as well, with special guest Merfolk Master Nikachu. So make sure to check that out. A lot of fun banter between the two of us, I thought. I rewatched it myself, and it was kind of funny. Something a little bit different here now, though. So before we get into it, though, I also do want to remind everyone, again, new channel, so please do subscribe. It really helps YouTube sort of promote the channel a little bit. Lets me get other little benefits, when I hit certain subscriber counts and things like that. So please do that. In addition to that, don't forget to follow me on Twitter if you want any kind of takes on the burn or modern metagame or Magic events in general. And last but not least, subscribe, or you can follow or favorite the Patreon page as well. That's where things like deck lists, sideboard guides, things like that are going to be posted. Matchup guides. I forget what Nikachu calls them, but they're basically, he's got a bunch of different, not quite essays, but explanations about the deck in relation to other archetypes in the modern metagame. So check out all those things. The information for those will be in the description below in the video, and also should be along the bottom of the screen, I think, right now, if I've set this up properly. It'll be the Twitter and the Patreon addresses. Other than that, let's get into today's video. So this video is going to be a little bit fun. I'm not sure what to expect, because as you may be noticing, it looks a little strange. We've got some significant differences in today's deck to what we normally play. So I was posting about the new channel on Reddit the other day. If you are interested in checking out the Burn Reddit, it's Lava Spike is the name of the page, or the subreddit on Reddit. So I was posting on there, just letting people know about the new channel, and someone else mentioned this, or something similar to this, by that mad scientist that is MHayashi. So if you're not familiar with MHayashi, I don't know much about the person, but I do know that, I believe it's a he, goes and tunes and does all kinds of weird, crazy stuff to all kinds of modern decks. He ends up getting lists posted all the time because they're so sort of out there and weird. This is one of the ones that came up in the last week. It's not quite the same, but it's a little bit different. So this is sort of an MHayashi inspired build of Burn that, you know what, I was like, I want to try this out. This looks crazy, and I own most of the cards anyway. I recently, spent the money on Sunbaked Canyons and Fiery Islets, and I pretty much owned everything else already. So I'm like, well, let's try this out. So that's where the inspiration from this list has come. And yeah, if you see it, like, what? Andrew's gone insane. No, I'm following the, crazy like a fox inspiration of MHayashi. So first things first, let's go through the mana barrier. Well, let's also let's also mention that this is a mono red list. So anyone playing Core Firewalkers, Auriok Champions, things like that, we don't really have any way to deal with them. Just saying that out there. However, this list is low to the ground. It's aggressive. This list is doing what it wants to do. It's not taking any prisoners. It's got a defined game plan, and it's making no apologies about it. So while we can still tap for blue and white mana, this is basically a mono red list. We're playing with 8 copies of these New Horizon lands, which means we'll very easily be able to keep churning through, finding gas, and hopefully being able to outdraw and outvalue our opponents, rather than have our game plan sort of stall out with Flood. So in addition to the 8 Horizon lands, we're also playing 8 basic mountains, and in this case they're snow-covered because, I don't know, I also really like the snow-covered land. And then we've got 4 fetch lands. MHayashi's list had 4 Bloodstained Mires. I didn't see any reason why I shouldn't use one of each of these cards, since I have all of them, online. So it didn't make sense to me why we wouldn't spread be more versatile in the ones we're choosing. But if you were just going to go with something like 4 Bloodstained Mire or 4 Arid Mesa, it's almost the exact same thing here. So that's what this mana base is about. We're basically got 4 fetch lands, 8 basic mountains, and 8 horizon lands that tap for red, and that's really the only thing we're using them for. So, other than drawing cards, of course. So, that's the mana base. We've got a ton of 1-drops in this list. This is clearly sort of a 1-drop, low to the ground. We're going to have a really hard time with Chalice of the Void. I will say that. That is something we are going to have to struggle through a bit, but we have the ways to do it. So, we've got our normal burn cards of Goblin Guide and Swift Spear, with, of course, the Lava Spikes and the Lightning Bolts. Something a little bit different, though, a card that I actually don't really like in normal burn right now is Grim Lavamancer. It's really only super strong against things like humans. It can be pretty good against merfolk, and I don't know, what else? Something like the Vizier of Remedies Devoted Druid combo, right? It's pretty good against that. But outside of things like that, it's not really that great. The nice thing about Grim Lavamancer is that you can use it as targeted removal if you need to. If you need to get something like a Vizier of Remedies or like a Bird of Paradise or like any kind of like utility creature like that, if you need to get it off the board, it can help to do that, right? It can also do something like you can Grim Lavamancer a creature for 2 damage, and then also hit it with Searing Blood, so that you could take out a stronger than 2 powered creature or than 2 toughness creature, and still be able to get rid of it and deal damage, things like that. It's sort of a removal spell on a stick that you still are okay playing, because if there's no good targets on the board, you can always just shoot their face, and then it becomes sort of like not card advantage, but you're able to sort of help grind your opponents out a little bit more, maybe when you're drawing dead. So that's usually what Grim Lavamancer is doing. I think in this list, it's the kind of list that's going to be filling its graveyard regularly with things like Seal of Fire and these Horizon lands and things like that. So I think it's the kind of card that's going to be taking advantage of the fact that people won't bring in graveyard hate against us, and the fact that it's a 1-drop creature. So while I don't love it in the modern metagame at the moment, I still think it has a place in this list, and you know what? There are good matchups. So this is the one slot I'm not sure about. Something else I should mention, MHayashi's list had 4 copies of this card. I only own 3 online, and since I'm not a huge fan of it, I didn't bother buying a 4th copy. I think 3 is fine. There's going to be another card or 2, I think, that we come up with that in. Okay, outside of that, Seal of Fire. Seal of Fire is a little bit weird. So it's an enchantment, which means it gets cast at sorcery speed. However, you can sacrifice it at any point you want to deal 2 damage to any target. So this is really, really good. Probably its best matchup that I can think of would be against something like Death Shadow, right? Like if I was going to go on turn 1 or 2, start putting out some Seal of Fires on the board, that's fantastic, because then what it lets me do is it lets me spend all my mana, lets me sort of develop a board, and the Death Shadow player needs to get down to a low life total. So, let's say I only have 2 lands and maybe 2 Lightning Bolts in hand. I can only deal 6 damage, but if I spent a couple of turns and a couple of mana early on in the game putting like a Seal of Fire or 2, now we're up to like, 8, 10 damage at effectively instant speed, right? So this is probably best against that, or maybe against, again, small creature decks. This might be really, really strong against. One thing it doesn't play around really well, something it sort of plays around is Force of Negation. Yes, you can Force of Negation this card because you have to cast it on your turn, but they have to do it when you're casting it, not when you're actually going to use the damage. So it's another kind of interesting thing there with the modern metagame. But yeah, I really like this card. This is also the Nemesis printing. When I started playing Magic in like 2000, this was a card. I remember this art. Love this art. Love this card. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I'm really interested in seeing that. It's also really good at turning on Spectacle whenever you want. Right? You're spending the mana on one turn, but you can take or you can use the damage on a different turn, which is great at turning on Skewer the Critics and great at turning on Light Up the Stage, a card we're playing 3 of in this deck. MHayashi also had 4 copies of Shard Volley. This is 3 copies of Shard Volley more than I normally like to play. I really like Shard Volley in certain metas. I played it once at a Grand Prix trial because Infect and Death and Taxes were really prevalent. And so just an instant way for 1 mana to deal damage to a creature was a big deal. But this isn't a card I'm always a huge fan of. In this deck, I think it does what it wants to do, though, right? We're playing 20 lands, even though we have a really low curve, and we're drawing more cards and all this stuff. So I think this is a good card in this deck, although it can still cause awkward draws and awkward sequencing. So it's not a bad card, but it's a card that I am usually hesitant to put into normal burn, and I normally don't want more than 1 copy. However, again, in a deck like this with such a low curve and such a streamlined vision of what it wants to do, I do like it here, but I'm going to cut down to 3 copies. So with these extra couple slots we've got, right, we have 1 more spot from the Lavamancer, 1 more spot from a Shard Volley, and then I also cut down on a single Light Up the Stage. I forget, there was a reason for that, but I forget what it was. I filled those 3 spots with 2 Eidolons and a Skullcrack. Both of these were 4-ofs in the sideboard. But I think cutting a I still really like Eidolon right now, and it's probably one of the first cards I would want to put back into the deck. And Skullcrack is also just, it's a 2 mana, not a 1 mana spell, so we're same with the Eidolon, so we're sort of upping the curve a little bit. But I do like this card a lot, and I do want to try to play as many of them as I can. That being said, I still do have the other 2 copies in the sideboard if we need them for good matchups, and same with the Skullcracks. We're still playing 3 of those, like 4 of them in the total 75. But those are the main deck changes. So yeah. Other than that, the rest of the Skullcracks are here. We definitely want 4 Smash Smithereens. We could even go with additional copies of Graveyard or of Artifact Hate if we wanted. Something like Smash to Smithereen, or no, this is something like Shattering Spree or something like that. Being able to get around a Chalice of the Void, because Chalice of the Void is very strong against this deck, as we can see with all the 1-drop spells. But 4 copies, I definitely want at least 4 copies of Artifact Destruction. I mentioned the Eidolons. We still want 4 in the total 75 of the deck. MHayashi had 4 copies of Grafdigger's Cage. I don't mind that much Graveyard Hate. That's not my issue, especially when we're in mono red. My issue is drawing multiple copies of this. If I draw multiple copies, especially like a second or definitely a third copy in matchups, because I'm going to be bringing all 4... If I have 4 of these, I'm bringing all 4 of them into matchups like Hogak, Dredge, things like that. I do want to be able to keep drawing spells and, I don't want to draw too many hate cards. Usually 1 or 2 hate cards is all you want. So if I draw a Relic at some point, I can use it to use its exile ability to draw a new card. That's basically the reason I'm doing that. If I were going to, so that's the reason why I turned 1 Grafdigger's Cage into a Relic of Progenitus. And then I had a couple more sideboard slots available, right? Because we just took some sideboard cards from MHayashi's list to put them in the main deck. Because of the damage from Fiery Islets and Sunbaked Canyons, and we don't have Lightning Helixes, things like that, I wanted something to try and help against aggro decks. So I'm not sure what I wanted to do, but I thought a couple copies of Dragon's Claw might be a good idea. Obviously really strong against Burn. That's the most common deck I can think of that would be that this would be good against. But again, we're not running Lightning Helix, we're not running Searing Blazes or Searing Bloods. These are cards that are fantastic in the mirror, so I wanted something that was going to be most strong against Burn, but also would be good against other aggressive decks. So that's why I went with a couple copies of Dragon's Claw. So those are the only differences, but again, the vast majority of this list is based off of, well, the whole list, but the vast majority of it is identical to what MHayashi was playing. Totally taking inspiration from that list. I did not come up with this list all on my own. This is like some really cool, this is crazy, but in a cool way. I'm excited to try this out. So hopefully you enjoyed the deck tech. Hopefully some of my changes at least make sense in how I was thinking about it. I kind of went more, like all the changes I made were kind of turning it more back into a regular burn deck a little bit, which I kind of was trying to avoid doing because, I mean, we see that a lot already, right? But I still think this is really strong and really playable, and I'm excited to see what happens, right? Light Up the Stage, a few other cards. These are cards I don't ever play, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you agree. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck tech. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, Follow me on Twitter, Patreon, all that stuff. This has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, and I will see you in round 1. Here we go in round 1, and this opening 7 card hand, there we go, is great. We got 2 lands, turn 1 creature, a bunch of low cost spells. We are going to aggro our opponent out. We're going to take a little bit of damage from our lands, of course, but guess what? We're going to take damage from our lands. They are going to take damage from everything else, and more so than we are. Look, see, I'm at 19. Guess what? You're at 19 too. Take that. Hiya! All right. Against James Casau. And he's got a cool avatar. I like this. The Ember Cat here. That's kind of neat. Inquisition. All right, well, jig's up. They know what we're doing. So, Blackleaf Cliffs into Inquisition. Normally the Blackleaf Cliffs right now makes me think we're against Dredge or Hogak or something, but into Inquisition, I guess this is probably Jund or something along those lines. Well, the nice thing about this is we pretty much... Oh, that's a good draw. That is a strong draw. Something else that's pretty cool is that we get to... Seal of Fire actually also triggers Prowess. So the Skewer the Critics is pretty bad with Swift Spears because you can't cast them in your first main phase normally. This is like a serious non-bow with these cards. One of the reasons I don't love them in regular burn, because Swift Spear is just so great and Skewer the Critics can sometimes be meh. So I also want to trigger Prowess on here. So for that reason, I mean, it's going to be annoying if they just untap and go like Inquisition again. And like, you know, we lose something like this Rift Bolt or whatever, but because I would like to get as many of these cards out of my hand as possible. So for that reason though, I'm just going to cast Seal of Fire. Seal of Fire is going to make it pretty likely that we can get all of this out of our hand next turn by using Seal of Fire on the opponent and then Skewer the Critics in the first main phase, which is going to trigger Prowess, and then, you know, we'll still be able to have a mana to suspend the Rift Bolt. So for that reason, that's why I'm choosing Seal of Fire, even though technically, you know, by my next upkeep, it may end up dealing less damage because this is only 2 damage. Seal of Fire isn't a 3 damage. Sorry, I don't want to... I went through my attack step in episode 1 on this channel. I don't want to do that by talking too much. Right, Seal of Fire only does 2 damage, whereas Skewer the Critics and Rift Bolt and things like that do 3. But it also... You could actually make an argument Seal of Fire did 4 damage there, because it triggered Prowess twice, and then it still has the 2 damage available to it here. So let's see if I was right. I think this is more like a Jund list. I don't think... well, it hasn't actually proven anything yet. I don't think this is like a Graveyard Hogak list. I don't think so, but I don't know. We'll see. Still possible. Modern's full of crazy stuff right now. Sure. That's fine. Yeah, they don't want to let me untap. I was going to say, you're doing this at sorcery speed, but okay. No, that's fine. That's okay. I mean, our Swift Spears did what they were supposed to do. That's a pretty good draw. That's a pretty good draw. So, outside of drawing another Swift Spear, I don't think it makes any sense to not just unload and get rid of our hand. So for that reason, I'm just going to do all this now. I think it makes sense to just... Against things like Jund, I've always found that you just want to cast as many spells as you can, as quickly as you can. Like, the biggest danger is having spells sit in your hand, and then, you know, they get Inquisitioned away and things like that. You want to cast as many spells as you can, as quickly as you can. Do your best to get yourself empty-handed. Sometimes it makes a Liliana stronger, or like, you know, something like this Goyf now, right? Like, we don't really have any good way of dealing with it, but our opponent's down to 8 life, and we have they're effectively down to 5 life, right? Because we have this Rift Bolt suspended. So yeah, we could pretty easily just be able to draw spells to kill our opponent here. That's not a good draw. However, it does let us draw... I think drawing a card right now is the better play. And getting it out of my hand. It's a Rift Bolt, something like that. Like we're not going to add any card types to the graveyard, I don't think. Right? They've got instants, they've got sorceries. There's an enchantment already there, so if we draw an Eidolon, we're not even adding a card type. Yeah, there's creatures. So I think drawing a card right now is what we want to do. And then that is a good one to have. It's a good card to draw at the end. This is an example of why I don't love Shard Volley in the early turns. I really was using my mana all... Ooh. That's okay. I was going to say, they don't have any green mana to use it. That's okay. So we've got a couple draw steps to draw basically anything. So what's the way to do this? Do I use the Shard Volley now, or do I sacrifice a land to draw a card? Or other way, I have to sacrifice a land. I'm trying to think if there's a way that's better, because they're pretty close. So if we tap and sack, doesn't use our mana as well. Do I want card or do I want? I guess I'm choosing between card draw and tempo at this point, right? All right, since I could just draw dead here, and if I have to get rid of this ooze right now, I want to know. I think the best thing to do is to actually just draw the card. But it's close. Yeah, see, like if I had... Yeah, that wouldn't be enough. That's pretty good, though. Okay, so... Oh, this is really hard. Oh, we're so... It really depends what's on the top of the deck. Okay, so what if I just... Okay, so what happens if I... What happens if I Shard Volley the Ooze, suspend the Rift Bolt? I go down to... I'm very close to dead. I think that's what we need to... I think that's what I do, because I can't just win this turn. But it's very likely that I can win the next turn based off of a light up the stage and a draw step. If they have a lightning bolt, I'm probably dead. But they've already gone through two. So I think what I need to do... Because this has to die, unfortunately. So yeah, I think that's what I have to do. This could be wrong, but we'll see. Okay. So they're going to go to 2 next turn. I'm going to get to light up the stage if I don't draw something good enough. If they have... Oh, no, they have a block. Okay, then I'm just... Yeah, I couldn't beat that anyway. Yeah, we... Oh, that's too bad. We were 2 damage away. We were really close. I think that was really, really close. But that's what I was worried about, right? I was worried about the turn before, if I had just hit them for 3 and put them down to 2. I mean, I top decked the exact card I was trying to play around not drawing, right? Like a Rift Bolt wouldn't do it. I didn't have enough mana, no matter how I had done it. So yeah, there was no way to do that. Unfortunately, we just didn't quite get there. All right, so what do we want against Jund? Ooh, okay, well, I want a relic. Unfortunately, that's the best graveyard hit I have against Tarmogoyf. This is not a list with good hate against Tarmogoyf. This is probably a list for Skullcrack, maybe a list for Eidolon. I don't love creatures in this matchup because they have so much removal. And like I said, what I normally want to do is just be like, just shoot them in the face, cast as many spells as you can. And I think this is also a good example of how our mana base, our painful mana base, it did cost us, right? We would have had at least one more turn if I wasn't paying for like Fire Outlets and Sunbait Canyons since turn 1 of the game. But such is the way this list runs. So let's cut a Lavamancer. I don't love Lavamancer. At least one. I don't love it. I don't love Shard Volley. Still need 4 cards to go. This is tough. I'm not sure what I want here. I definitely want to light up the stages. I want all these things. I could cut creatures. Lavamancer is good in a way because it eats away at the graveyard. So, like, you know, for example, things like enchantments, I can choose to get rid of those first, which, you know, would have made the Tarmogoyf smaller. Tarmogoyf's tough. Tarmogoyf is sort of what this matchup centers around. Take out one more Shard Volley. I'm kind of just turning this into regular burn at this point. Eidolon's okay on the play, although I don't love it. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. Cut another Lavamancer. This doesn't kill anything. That's 61. Cut a Swift Spear. Swift Spear gets outclassed really quickly. Our opponent needed to deal with it that game because it was like on the play and very strong. But generally, Swift Spear gets outclassed by things like Goyf so easily, and then when you're empty-handed, they're horrible, right? Because you're only able to trigger prowess like once a turn, like at most. Whereas Goblin Guide is at least always a 2-powered creature, and right off the start of the game. This hand is great. We have 3 lands we're going to curve out. We have a Goblin Guide into a Swift Spear. Fantastic. Yeah, big fan of this hand. This is very strong. Okay, try to play a little bit faster though. There was a lot of talking, and I had to do a lot of. Again, this is the first game I've ever played with this list, so I'm kind of having to do a bit more thinking, and I'm a little hesitant about how to go about the game. Because I'm not using Searing Bloods and Blazes and things like that, I think I'm going to turn 1 fetch just to deck thin. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. It's also a little bit more conservative with my life total. Or I guess it's, well, definitely over the Fiery Islet. I guess over the Snow-Covered Mountain it's no different. But it gets another land out of the deck. And when we already have 3, that's fine. Alright. Goblin Guide. Man, we were close in game 1. Really close. Alright. And we drew him a card. That's too bad. It's okay if that's what they play for turn. That's a bit of a slow start from Jund if they play a tap land. What we don't want to see... That's okay. We don't want to see lands that... come in for free. Bloodstain, or not Bloodstain Myers. I think they take the Swift Spear here. I'm pretty sure that's what they do. Because it's pretty, like, if they don't take the Lava Spike, it's, you know, yeah, I was going to say, take the Swift Spear. You want to get rid of the creature. We want our creatures early and our spells late. That's how we want this to go. It's not the best, but whatever. And we also want to be as efficient with our mana as we can be. So for that reason, I'm going to hold up Skullcrack mana. Interesting. Well, we're still a turn away from that. So that's fine. Ooze. All right. Well, like I said, we have to cast our spells. We can't have anything sit in our hand. That's strong. I can't deal with this Scavenging Ooze in any way. So, and they also have to tap out for this Liliana if that's what they want to do. So, I'm pretty sure I want to attack with this Goblin Guide, and if they trade, then that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. I'm willing to offer up a trade here. I think if... Oh, now that I see Kalidas, I think what they want to do is block. I think their plan now is to get to turn 4 and drop a Kalidas. Yeah, that's fine. Goblin Guide got in 4 damage and took out a Scavenging Ooze. That's good value. Now what do I... No, because it's the same thing. 6, yeah, it's 6 of the half dozen here. I was going to say, like I said, you want to cast all your spells. So in this case, I'm sort of not following what I said before, because either way I can't cast both of these. Okay, so Liliana is there. Oh, and I guess they don't have Kalidas anymore either, right? Sorry, 1 second. Reveals Kalidas. No, they fetched this turn. Sorry, so they did draw Kalidas. Each player discards a card. So if I put them down to... Well, it's not even a choice. It's definitely the Lava Spike, and we Skullcrack at end of turn to put them down to 5. And yeah, that's just 100% what the play is. I mostly did this just in case they had some kind of life gain something or other, but no, we just got to put them down to 5. Kalidas doesn't do anything until next turn anyway, so we just want to draw 2 burn spells in a row. That's a bad draw. I'm trying to think right now. Is there anything that costs 3 that I can't cast? Yes. A Skewer the Critics would be a bad draw. Skewer the Critics is, I think, the only bad draw I have. No, Eidolon would also be a bad draw. But I think I got to use my mana. This kind of strands a card in my hand for Liliana if I can't cast it. That's a good draw. That's a good draw. We still need a little bit of help here. If they can land a Kalidas without having to pay life, like if they don't have to... Okay, no, so they can't do it this turn. That's good news. Okay. Okay. We need something good off the top. But this is sort of what the Jund matchup comes down to. That's not the worst. I think I want to wait till their end step this time. Yeah. This time I wait till their end step. And then I get to make two attempts at drawing lethal. Yeah, they have to play Kalidas here. We might even just have this at instant speed. That's not good. That will do it. Seal of Fire will do it. I hadn't thought of that one. I wasn't thinking... Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Usually the 2 versus 3 damage doesn't make a difference. Now that I think about it, Seal of Fire being in the deck, I'm glad that I saw it there. Because it'll remind me for the rest of the league about that. Sometimes, oh, 2 and 3, it's the same thing. No. Seal of Fire makes it different. So, again, did we see anything there? We saw the Scavenging Ooze. We saw Kalidas. I don't think there's anything that really makes a big difference to either of those. We don't really have the tools to deal with those like we do in the Boros version. I don't really love Eidolon on the draw. I'll say that. I think Eidolon on the draw is generally pretty weak. So I'm willing to cut 2 of them for a Seal of Fire and I guess another Shard Volley. Yeah. I think that's better on the draw. Okay, so we had 2 games on the play. We had strong draws, and we just got squeaked out in game 1. And This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Really good to have Goblin Guide into a light up the stage. Opponent begins the game with 7 cards. So you kind of have to expect that you're going to get Inquisitioned against these decks all the time, unfortunately. They start off with Inquisition every game. Are they going to do it a 3rd time in a row? They probably are, right? Yeah, that's John for you. Hey, you know what? Our deck's doing what it's supposed to do. Their deck's doing what it's supposed to do. But man, 3 games in a row, that is frustrating. I won't lie. That's tough. That's frustrating. However, we do get to cast a Relic of Progenitus, and we do get to start eating away at this graveyard, which is kind of usually what ends up. They also had a free life here. They didn't have to pay for a Blood Crypt or anything. So I don't know. This hand can come back. We have a couple light up the stages and things. This hand has a lot of potential power to it. So there is that. Let's fetch. Everything's sorcery speed too, which is a little unfortunate. What's the best way to do this? I think the best way to do this is to get the damage spells out of our hand. No, because you don't want to have like light up the stage go off on too many. No, but if we have light up the stage, it'll give us the best chance of being able to cast everything if we do it 1 turn at a time here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. This kind of doesn't play around something like an Assassin's Trophy. I'll say that. You know, they could Assassin's Trophy or even Kolaghan's Command this Relic of Progenitus, which would suck. However, if they don't have an answer for this Relic right away, the things I'm sort of most scared about won't really matter for the rest of the game, I don't think. So yeah, so if they play Fulminator Mage, yeah, okay, I guess that's a thing, sure. Destroy that, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Yeah. It's weird, normally I'm the land destruction deck. Alright, so let's do that. I'm also choosing them because I don't want their scavenging oozes to be strong. If they target me, I can always choose my Goblin Guide, well, while they have no choice of what the relic takes. It gives me the best chance here. I also don't know if that was smart. Like, if I hit a couple of lands off of these light up the stages, like, I mean, that's not great, I you know, admittedly, but it also lets me just keep curving out, right? Like, I'm still just going to hit my land drops here now. And this can go in. Did I play a land? Yeah, this is my land drop for turn, right? Yeah, so I guess I want to light up the stage again right now, because they can't make me discard this. So that means next turn I'll have 3 mana. No, this is tough. Okay, so it depends, right? Depends what's on the top of my deck. Right now, I definitely have a Lightning Bolt available. If I light up the stage and I hit, like, I don't know, a couple of Rift Bolts, I'm only going to be able to cast one card out of the 4. No, well, a land. Yeah, 1 out of the 4 or 3 spells that I end up getting up. So I think saving this light up the stage is best, and hopefully it doesn't get taken out of my hand. But I mean, that's not really what I want. But then again, that maybe does show that the Fulminator Mage was pretty good. So yeah, Kalitas. Okay. So being able to kill that would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I basically need another way to deal with Kalitas now. Which is bad because it means I don't even want to cast this Lightning Bolt. What it does mean, though, is I probably want to use my mana and get rid of this relic. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get rid of this relic now because we have no way to... This Kalitas is going to take over the game if we can't draw an answer for it. Let's see, that would have been a bad one. So... Oh, man. This is tough. So if we attack in... If they block something... I mean, they're going to gain the 3 life, but they only gain it once? I mean, at least there's that. This is an awkward and not great position, though. This is surprisingly poor. What happens if we just ignore the Kalitas? What happens if we just, like, lightning bolt them in the face? It's not great, right? The lightning bolt, like, they're going to gain back the life from the lightning bolt with 1 attack. Okay, what happens if they don't block? That means we're getting in for 2, 4, 7 damage. Put them to 7. Put them to 7. They attack. They go back to 10. But we've got 2 creatures on board and possible light up the stage. I think that's got to be the plan. I think we have to, like... I think this Kalitas is going to take over the game. Which means we need to sort of... If we can't answer this Kalitas right now, we have to do our best to put ourselves ahead. So I think this is a bit brash, but I mean, I don't have a way of dealing with this conveniently, right? You know, it's a 4 power, it's a 4 toughness creature. Yeah, they're thinking about it, right? It's probably 6 to the half dozen, I would guess. Okay. I think they get a zombie out of this too. Yeah, they do. That's unfortunate. But again, I don't think I had a good way around that. I don't think I did. That Fulminator was better than I thought it was, I think. I think even though we were able to hit our land drops and stuff and it slowed them down, I think it slowed us down enough. They haven't missed a land drop yet, and they've been playing them pretty quick, so don't have another Kalitas, right? Yeah. Alright, well. I don't know if Inquisition, take away Goblin Guide into all this, plus double Kalitas. That's tough to beat. It's tough to beat. We're not out of the... Man, like... They're good because they let me redraw stuff, but they're not great when I kind of need to be drawing action here. Okay, well that's going to be good at making the Swift Spear and the Light Up the Stage better. I will say that. But I mean, like, our opponent has, if they have like a Fatal Push or anything, like we're seriously, we need them to have garbage. And it's unlikely they do, because they have this Nurturing Peatland, so they've got a redraw at least. They've got this Raging Ravine, which is going to start to be very dangerous right away. Bloodbraid Elf is also strong. Lightning Bolt is also strong. Yeah, this is... yeah, we weren't able to race this opponent. Really? Oh, I guess that, yeah, I don't have any good blocks. I guess just hit me in the face. And this might even be lethal here now. I haven't actually done the math here yet. 3, 6, 8. Not quite, but... I can't block. Like, I'm probably dead regardless, but I think blocking is... I think losing the Swift Spear is... I guess they're getting life off this Kalitas. Like, this is terrible. Okay, well, I pretty much have to be able to win here. So we definitely need to be able to activate Spectacle. But I don't think there's anything that really does it. Oh, definitely not that. Definitely not that. Definitely not those. So, okay, what can we do? We can do nothing. We can hope that they click through their attack step. Is that the only thing that I can do? I think that's the only thing I can do. Because 2 of these creatures are lethal. Yeah. Yeah, so the only thing I can do here... Actually, this makes all 3 lethal, which is fine. Because, again, I don't have any removal for any of them anyway. Yeah, the only thing we can hope is they click through their attack step. And then if that happens... Okay, well, there we go. That's too bad. That's too bad. We had a good chance. Well, we were so close in game 1, right? So close in game 1, and we showed what the deck could do in game 2, and then game 3, we just, no, being on the draw was the big difference, so that's too bad. But you know what? Hey, I mean, we had fun, and we had interesting lines, and I think this also shows why, like, light up the stage, I mean... This is kind of the matchup you'd want it for, right? You might want a copy or 2 in this matchup, but like even still, it just doesn't. I don't know. It's kind of awkward, right? Where like they're gonna like Inquisition you and try to get your hand empty, but like I drew extra cards off this and I still wasn't even really happy with it, right? Like I don't know. I think it shows why things like Searing Blaze and Rest in Peace, and maybe not Rest in Peace here. We had good graveyard hate. The Tarmogoyfs weren't the threat that we had to deal with in this game, but Path to Exiles, things like that. Those are the kind of things that like you really do need access to sometimes if you're gonna have good game against a vast majority of the decks in Modern. So I think it's a good example of that. But I mean, either way, we had interesting choices and decision points in the game. So hopefully you enjoyed the match. This has been Andrew, day 2 Dryden, and I will see you in round 2. So, after a disappointing loss to Jund, we are here in round 2, and this hand is really great. This looks like a normal burn hand, right? Except for the basic mountains that we would normally be having an issue with. So we are definitely keeping this hand. We've got, Goblin Guide into Eidolon, or maybe Swift Spear Bolt if they put like a Bird of Paradise or something out, or some sort of creature we need to answer. In general, this is a really strong burn hand. It would be really, really great if we were on the play, but even on the draw, this is a strong hand. This is a strong hand. One thing that this deck, or that this hand will have a really hard time with is a Chalice of the Void. I'll say that. And it looks like this Bolt might be good because this is one of those new cards from M20, one of these cool new combo cards. So whenever they tap a creature for mana, they can add an additional green. And there we go. So this is going to be sort of elves or something like that. So while even under normal circumstances, we definitely bolt the bird, this is like a double bird, right? This thing is going to add 2 mana next turn. So with a land drop, they can go, like, they can Collected Company on turn 2. So that's something that's got to go away right now. Saying cool leyline to the opponent. All right, so hopefully they needed that. All right, there we go. They were all in on that play, and we are now going to make them pay. So do we start with the Eidolon, or do we start with one of the creatures? Honestly, I'm thinking the Eidolon might deal them more damage. This is a tough call, actually. This is a tough call. We deal them 3 right now. Versus, like, if Eidolon gets to deal even 1 trigger and then attack in, that's 4. I think we Eidolon. I think that uses our mana. Maybe not better. Okay. And they missed a land drop, so I am 100% going to just pay full retail price and kill this Llanowar Elf because they are clearly hurting for mana. So what was the difference there? So let's say I had played out the Swiss Beer and the Goblin Guide. They would have taken 3. Then this turn, I would have cast the Rift Bolt. They would have taken another 4 for a total of 7. Yes. In this case, they took 4. It took 4. So it did hurt, but I mean, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I think both plays were defensible. Oh, they've got, yeah, all right, cool. So this is obviously a deck where we want as many pieces of spot removal as we can get. They're probably playing with Quarter Calling and with Collected Companies. So Grafdigger's Cage is something we want. Normally it's for the graveyard decks, but if you check it out, it also says creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. So it'll stop Collected Company and it'll stop Court of Calling. So what else do we want? We probably want a couple Skull Cracks. I don't know, things like Courser or Crufix, or I don't know, what are Scavenging Ooze, Night of Autumn, I don't know, all things like that we might have to deal with. Those might be tough. We definitely want the Lavamancers in this. What do we not want? I think we can skip a Light Up the Stage. We can probably... this is tough. This is a tough call, what I want to get rid of. There's nothing else in the sideboard I want, right? I don't want Relic. I don't want Dragon's Claw. Maybe Skullcrack. No. Maybe. No. Okay. So we want things that answer creatures, and we want things that get our opponent dead quick. I think I could make an argument against Eidolon, but it's just so strong against like little creatures like elves. Maybe I just get rid of Light Up the Stage. Yeah, you know what? I'm just getting rid of Light Up the Stage. It's good when I'm sacking, you know, my lands and I need to hit more of them off things like Shard Volley and stuff, but I think I can probably just navigate around that. Oh, I can take out a Lava Spike actually too then. Here, you know what? Let's take out a Lava Spike and let's add in one more Light Up the Stage. Let's go like that. I think something like that's probably the best. Right? Lava Spike keeps our game plan going, but it's bad interaction. It's good at turning on Spectacle, but it's not good at killing a Bird of Paradise or something like that. I will say, now that I think about it, there they are. I was gonna say these Seal of Fires are actually, now that I'm looking at when I was looking at my full deck list there, really well positioned in this, I think. I would really love to have a turn 1 creature. I really, really would. But the fact that I can get around their turn 1 creatures with so many answers here, I think this is a keep. I think for the first turn or two, I think we are the control. And then once, you know, the game starts going, then I think we become the beatdown. And this is definitely an early turn control hand. Okay, sweet. Well, no bird off the top anyway. Wow, fantastic draw. And again, we don't have any Searing Blaze effects. So, yeah, we will do this. This is good. And then next turn will be great. We can just double Seal of Fire, get 2 Prowess triggers, and we might not even have a target. So, oh, no, Scavenging Ooze. Okay, well, that'll definitely go away. That will definitely go away. 3 Seal of Fires. Well, this is the matchup for him. The question is, do I use a Seal of Fire on the Scavenging Ooze, or do I let them block? So if I use a Seal of Fire, I get in for 3 versus holding up interaction. This is a tough call. This is a tough call. Obviously, this turn, it deals more damage to just Seal of Fire the Ooze and attack in. But this way it lets me have more instant speedways to deal with their creatures. And this way I can even deal with something that has more than 2 power by having multiple instances of this. It's probably too It's probably too defensive, but oh yeah, okay, well there we go. And they made the choice for me. So there we go. Yeah, like the scavenging ooze had to get off the board. That wasn't debatable. But what I was going to do is let them have the choice as to whether, how it was going to die. Kitchen Finks. That's unfortunate. That's another card I didn't mention earlier. I mean, I think it was smart to not hold up the Skullcrack there. And even if I did, like, I got, this thing here. That's frustrating. One thing I can do, however, though, I can Seal of Fire the Finks and then Skullcrack. That is a thing I can do. There's not really a good way to do that to get around blocking, though. Keeping their creatures under control is definitely something I want to do. So what happens if I Seal of Fire one? What happens if I cast one Seal of Fire? Yeah, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to cast one Seal of Fire, get a Prowess trigger. We're going to attack in. If they block, we're going to Skullcrack. It's going to deal them 3. The Finks will come back. The Swiftspear will live, and they won't gain life off the Finks. I think that's the best thing that we can do. Yeah, I think that's the best way to sort of navigate around this. And hopefully we can start to... hopefully they start to draw dead and they start to peter out a little bit. But we'll see. And if they don't block, I think I kill it and do the Skullcrack move anyway, which actually just gets in for more damage. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so it's not the cleanest couple of turns, but it does sort of play around their interaction. I mean, they've got things like Kitchen Finks and stuff. We're having trouble with this. It does make their cards worse. Let's put it that way. Yeah, maybe I should have just Seal Fired it. Nah, because they could still just block. Elvish Archdruid. Other elf creatures, and yeah, sure, that's fine. That's probably going to eat a Seal of Fire at the end of turn. Maybe not end of turn. I'll wait. I think that Archdruid's got to go, though. Pretty sure that's what's got to happen there. That's strong. Okay, so now can I just clear their board and attack in for, like, 4? Yes, I can. You go away. You go away. You go away. Not even... Wow, oh yeah, I'm hitting them for like 10 this turn, aren't I? 3, 6, and yeah, I think this is gonna be 10. Sweet. Alright, well, we're one top deck bolt away from just winning this game. Assuming they don't have any more life gain. Oh, okay, and that's all it was. Wow. Okay, fantastic. That was cool. Seal of Fire pulled its weight in that matchup. Wow. That was really neat. I really liked that, actually. That was a really, really cool set of turns. I'm glad I had those Skullcracks in. If I had gone to game 3, I would have brought like all 4 Skullcracks in as well. That was really neat. Cool. All right. Well, we're 1-1 with MHayashi inspired mono red land destruction. Between Shard Volleys and the Horizon lands, we're destroying our own lands, so that's kind of neat. But the deck has such a low curve, and we're drawing pretty well. I'll say that the opening hands and the draws have been really strong, so we haven't really had to worry too much about that. In fact, what was our next card? So we would have hit them down to 1. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Anyway, excuse me. This has been Andrew, day 2 Dryden, and I will see you in round 3. All right, so this opening hand is a little... If I were on the play, I think I might keep this. But we have, like, no turn 1 play. And, like, double Eidolon, which might be super strong. or it might be super weak, right? Like this is a really like high risk, high reward hand, and it doesn't really get out of the gates fast the way this deck kind of wants to. Now, like we could very easily draw a 1 mana spell. The majority of the deck is 1 mana spells, but like if we just top deck a land again, like this is kind of rough. So if I'm up against Storm or something, I'm gonna wish I'd kept this, obviously with the Eidolons, but I think this is a mulligan. Yeah, especially in the dark on the draw. On the play, I think I'd keep this hand. On the play, I think the double Eidolon would be strong enough to keep this hand, but I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is better. Yes, this is a better hand. So I can get rid of one of these lands, and we have the turn 1 creature into the turn 2 Eidolon still. So I'm happy with this. I will get rid of one of these Horizon lands. Let's get rid of the Fiery Islet, I guess. Okay. Let's go with that. Glistener Elf. Okay. So yeah. All right. Well. What I'm thinking about is whether or not we leave the Swift Spear back to block. I think it forces them to use a pump spell. We can actually block this thing. Eidolon becomes really strong if we can get it out with like an empty board and they have to start working into it. If I draw a 3rd land as well, that's also good for like the Shard Volley, but right now this is pretty weak. Or I mean I could even just suspend the Rift Bolt, but that opens up the like they've got the green light, so if they have like scale up into a couple spells or something, that's pretty weak. I think I just play the Swift Spear. I play the Swift Spear, but whether I attack or not is another matter. I think I don't. I think we don't attack. It's unfortunate. This doesn't play around that. This doesn't play around that. Okay, well, I'll take 2 points. I'm not just going to throw my Swift Spear away now. That's unfortunate. Noble Hierarch was a really good draw. Didn't think they would have that since they didn't do it turn 1. This is rough. This is a rough board to get out from behind. I might be playing this game too defensively the way this went, but it's also possible oh man, they're just getting all their like slightly evasive threats. They've got so many ways to save these stupid creatures. I am in big trouble here. Okay, I think I have to block here. And man, like I have no good way to deal with this Inkmoth Nexus now, because the only instant speed spell I have. Oh, they've got 4 cards in hand. Oh, this is rough. Okay, I think I just have to throw my Swift Spear away to this Glistener Elf. And at the end of turn, I'm going to have to get them to use as many of their spells as I can. Yeah, this is tough. This has to go away. Yeah. Really? Oh, well, I guess they figure they're just so far ahead. Really? Okay, well, I mean, maybe they just have it. It's very possible, right? They could just animate the Inkmoth, go like scale up, Something like that. Yeah. I don't have any good way to deal with these Ink Moth Nexi. You see scale up? We might. Oh, that was a mistake. They animated the wrong Ink Moth. Okay. All right, well, I think we might have got lucky there. Although I'm not sure how lucky. They didn't play anything. They didn't play a land, and they didn't play a pump spell. Weird. Okay, well, this is my only target, so at least that's easy to figure out. It's a little rough. I would really like a land to be able to get this Eidolon out of my hand. Can't block these things anyway, so we might as well attack in. But yeah, getting an Eidolon out would mean that they would only be able to cast a certain number more pump spells, and we could start to try to close the window on that, but I don't know. I don't know what could be in their hand right now. Like, maybe a bunch of Become Immenses or something? Maybe they didn't... Okay, maybe they didn't want to play out a Glistener Elf because it would just die to a Rift Bolt? I don't know. This is... They've got... We've had an awkward hand so far, and yeah, I don't know. This is hard for me to try to figure out what's going on. I could try and bluff something. What happens if I try and bluff something? Like, can I even beat something if I'm bluffing? Like, does bluffing get me anywhere is what I'm saying, or do I just lose anyway? So if I Lava Spike them, they go down to 9. And then I don't even... Like, if I had 3 bolts in my hand and I just needed to, like, bolt, untap, bolt 2 more times, that'd be a thing, but it's not. What if I bolt attack in? Then they go down to 7. Still doesn't do it. I can block this Glistener Elf now, though. Now that they don't have a Noble Hierarch, they actually need to spend a spell. So I will... Yes, I will bluff that I have something, because I can... If they want to attack in with the Glistener Elf, they have to use a spell on it, or if they want to put all their stuff on their Ink Moth Nexi, or Nexus, if they only animate one of them, but... Like, they've got 4 cards in hand. They missed a land drop at one point. Like, I'm not sure. I think they just think they're very far ahead, and they are. They're still at 12 life, for goodness sakes. It's turn 6. But, yeah, Blighted Agent's not good. That's not good. Well, you are absolutely going to have to spend a spell here. Absolutely, I'm going to force you to use something. Okay, land is good. Land is good. That means I can bolt them twice, put them to 6, attack in for 2, put them to 4. No, I think we have to do this and just force them to hopefully they just have to go for it this turn. My guess is they have it. I don't understand how they can't at this point, but I mean, hey, I've had some really epically poor draws in my time, so if they don't have it this turn, this is how we're going to be able to win the game. So yeah, that's fine. Does that doesn't do it. You need something else. Now that'll do it. Yeah, that's lethal though. Wow, so they had a really awkward and weird hand, and maybe we forced them to play around things when we could. Maybe that was the best situation we could make out of a bad situation. But either way, it's okay. Go to game 2. I don't know how we are against Infect with this build. We definitely want the Smash the Smithereens. We don't want skull cracks. We don't want light up this. Oh, Lavamancer would have been great in this matchup. It's really too bad we didn't have that. I can cut a Slava Spike. This is easy. This is a lot easier to figure out what I want to sideboard. 2 more cards, huh? Yeah, I think we just cut the light up the stages. Yeah, I think we just want it like that. Yeah. What would that first hand have been like? The one that I mulliganed. Double Eidolon? Yeah, that was awkward. I don't think that would have been a good hand against Infect. This is a great hand. Turn 1 creature, removal spell, and then we start landing Eidolons, and they have to win extremely quickly, or the Eidolons will just go. Like, our life total doesn't matter in this matchup. Our opponent isn't attacking our life total. They're attacking our imaginary, like, poison counter life total. They only have to count to 10. We have to count 20, which is a little bit of a... that's sort of how that deck works. But on the play with 2 Eidolons, that can be very strong, because this is basically a one-sided effect. It doesn't do anything to us, and we are 100% lightning bolting this Noble Hierarch. Not even thinking about it. It's 100% the play. Lets them start getting in exalted triggers, lets them start getting their mana going so they can cast more of their threats while also protecting them more easily. Yeah, early mana is very, very good for Infect. Late game mana, it's not as important. See, like right now, if I had another Bolts, I don't know if I would use it or not. I might not. Ooh. And I drew an effect, so let me actually think this through now. So if I go Seal of Fire, Eidolon, attack, I'm putting them to 14. I sort of have a removal spell ready to go. They've got no blue mana at the moment if I kill this Hierarch. Well, they go to 14 regardless, let's put it that way, because they're not going to block with the Hierarch, and the Seal of Fire is definitely going out on the board. So they're definitely going down to 14. If they go to 14, they can only cast... Well, I say 7 spells, but if another Eidolon comes down next turn, that's even fewer. So let me actually think this through. This is actually... Eidolon's hard to use here. Okay, so we put them to 14. It's hard for them to do anything. Yeah, and then the turn after that, the second Eidolon comes down. Yeah, okay, so I think we kill the Hierarch here too, actually. I think... yeah, I think we do that. I think this is a good example of how this early game mana is so important. So we definitely cast the Eidolon now in case they do want to, say, use a, I don't know, a mutagenic growth or something like that. You know what I'll do, though? I'll actually give them the opportunity to throw the Hierarch away, because I would rather have this Seal of Fire on the board, but this Eidolon this Hierarch has to go away. Yeah. Okay, so they go down to 14. Eidolon's gonna... So another Eidolon's gonna come down next turn, which means they take 4 for everything. They go to 12. Okay, yeah. And they have no access to blue mana now because the Hierarchs died. They probably think I sideboarded these Seal of Fires in. It's actually not a crazy idea. Okay, well, this gets played pre-combat, 100%. Do I attack in with both? Do I attack in with both, or do I just attack... Yeah, I think I attack in with both, right? If they want to use a spell, that means they're taking... Well, they'd probably have to use a mutagenic growth here, which means they would take... They'd pay 6 life, and I'm... Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's... Yeah, we just attack in. And we still have an Eidolon back to block if we need to. which I think we do. Is it right? If they don't play a land, maybe not. Yeah, okay. As I say, I don't think they can, with just this mana, I don't think they could hypothetically go like whatever the thing is, like the worm thing. Yeah, so okay. So we played that game a lot better. I love the Noble Hierarchs were big time threats, and I'm super glad we got rid of them. Glad I talked that line through and figured it out. Okay. Yeah, we just want it the same. We want it exactly the same. You know, I'm not going to change that. And I'm still happy with how I did this. But now that I think about it, a one of Relic could be good at turning off Become Immense. Could be good at doing that. This hand is a little rough in the sense that it only has one land. And it does have turn one creature, which is good. Gets our game plan going. Lets me sort of have a board presence before I start to sort of dial it back and be sort of control-y. It answers a turn one Hierarch. The Skewer the Critics isn't great at killing creatures, unfortunately, with Hierarchs. Like I mentioned, it's kind of a non-bow. Only one land. This Lava Spike's not great, but having like two sort of removal spells and a turn one creature, this is pretty strong. I think this is a keep, but it does need a little bit of help. And it could get run over. The opponent mulliganed to 6. They stopped at 6. Okay. So I'm really hoping that they're going to cast like a turn 1 Hierarch and they're going to depend on it. And they're not. Okay, well, I'm hoping then that they're going to keep that hand off of the maybe a Blighted Agent. And that's going to be what's hard for them to win without. Because we can answer that on turn 2. They just go like Spell Skite, we can answer it. No, Blighted Agent. Okay, that's fine. In fact, this is really good because I have 2 ways to kill this. Oh, except I didn't draw another land. Yeah, okay, that's actually pretty rough then. Well, we can't block it, so I guess we're attacking. And this is the worst removal spell in my hand, so we'll use this. If they have a mutagenic growth or 2, then that's fine. They'll need them. Then they go down to 2 cards. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, got lucky there. We really need to draw another land, though. Really, really do. Okay, sweet. Land. Nice. Absolutely. There we go. So now we actually get to attack. We can put the Eidolon down, and then we can start to dial back our offense a little bit, because this Eidolon's going to do a ton of work just sitting out on the board. Awesome. Okay, we might have got there. This is one of the problems with Infect, right? Ooh, okay, well, I have a Bolt, fortunately. So I do have an instant speed way of dealing with that. I have 2 Bolts now. Well, that's also fantastic. So, yeah, now we're just going to hold back. They're gonna. Ooh, okay. Well, that's interesting. That's unfortunate. That's a strong card in this situation. But if they don't just go like all in on this Inkmoth Nexus right now, I think I might be able to just win. I think they have to go all in on this Inkmoth Nexus. And they didn't. Okay, well, in this case, I can just bolt them a bunch of times, untap and bolt them again, right? Yeah, okay, so now we're just going to do this. And if they want to counter these spells, go for it. You're going to take damage from this Eidolon. Yeah, this is awesome. This is not normally how this goes. Normally I would be a bit more patient, but because this Eidolon's on the board. Yeah, awesome. Woo! Nice. All right. So we got lucky. We were able to deal with that one Blighted Agent. In fact, sometimes, again, as strong of a deck as it is, very strong, the fact that it only has so many creatures that it can sort of win with, like the Blighted Agents, the Inkmoth Nexus, Nexi, and the Glistener Elf, it kind of has the same problem that Boggles has a lot of the time, right? Like if you don't draw a hand and if you mulligan again, and you don't draw a hand with those hexproof or infect creatures. I mean, like what do you do, right? Like it's really really hard, especially with against a deck like Burn, which does have a lot of targeted removal that it can use. It's really tough. Beating strong draws can be really really hard. So I think that's an example of what we saw there. They had a 7-card hand. They mulliganed down to 6. Maybe all they had were a bunch of lands and maybe the Blighted Agent. But hey, I mean, they didn't want to go any lower. I think the London Mulligan helps infect and boggles and things like that a lot, but obviously in this case it wasn't quite enough, and they still did struggle with the fact that they need that threat density. So I think we saw a good example of that there. Either way, this has been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden. We're now 2-1 with MHayashi inspired Burn. Hopefully you enjoyed the match. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Patreon and Twitter, all that stuff in the description below and along the bottom banner is where that should be. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in round... What is that, 4? Yeah, we'll see you in round 4. Okay, we're back in round 4 now, and surprise guest, we've got another member of Team WoW. Was not planned originally, but here we go. We got Rodney, Top 8 Thompson, here to help us out with the last couple rounds of our league. And what do you think about this hand?
Yeah, seems fine to me.
2 lands, a bunch of red cards, and they pretty much all cost 1.
And
yeah,
one of them has haste.
This is definitely a keep. And I don't know if I said it, but we are on the play, so very happy about that. We're not running any searing effects, and since this could be the mirror match or another burn play or something, I will be a little bit more conservative with my life total and just start with the fetch. All right, I don't want to click through I clicked through attack step in like the first episode of this league, and now I'm all like jittery about it.
It's a good thing I showed up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, calm my nerves. Okay, so we're mono red Phoenix. It looks like we're up against, or that mono red prowess or something. Okay, maybe not mono red.
It's the one I was talking about where they're playing for extra troll value. They're playing. They're just splashing red for that 2-mana planeswalker.
Oh God. Super
trolly.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a thing, I guess. That's a pretty good draw. Better to get it now than later. Well, I guess we just attack in and see what we're dealing with then, because nothing really changes. But I'm thinking we're probably going to light up the stage and maybe Lavamancer.
I think you should kill the creature.
Yeah, I guess that's
true. This deck is actually relatively creature intensive, and not creature intensive, creature light, and a lot of its damage comes through the creature.
That's fair, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this thing could become like a 5-powered creature next turn, hypothetically. Exactly. Yeah, with like lava darts or all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, that's a fair point. All right, that's... Okay, so here, we'll kill this.
No. Light up the stage first. Oh, whatever.
I want to get this Lavamancer out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I didn't have the extra mana. And then this way, it won't be too hard to kill a Soulscar Mage. I mean, they could go Soulscar Mage and then like Lava Dart this, which would be annoying, but I mean, they're wasting our Prowess trigger at that point, and oh, okay, well, that's a pretty good thing to use a Lava Dart.
That's fine, you're gonna kill them both next turn.
Yeah. Absolutely not blocking. Absolutely not. Sure, that's fine. So I know what these 2 cards are. They don't have another land drop, so as long as they don't hit like a gut shot or something, that's not too bad. Sorry, we should see what these are. They hit a Stomping Ground and another Swift Spear. Wow, okay.
That's annoying.
It's... Ooh.
I thought you weren't playing him in the main.
No, I'm playing 2. MHayashi's list didn't have any. I'm playing 2 copies in the main. This is really good to get out, but I think you're right. I think if we just get rid of these creatures, then it's going to be harder for them, right? Because what do they have right now? So they play... Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking attack in, get rid of this with a Grim Lavamancer, and then
just spend Riftbolt and light up the stage?
I might even light up the stage to see if I hit a land drop and stuff. I think I can wait on this Riftbolt. If this creature dies from a Lavamancer, I think I can light up the stage and not worry about it. I'm thinking attack, try to kill this. If it dies, then light up the stage.
Okay.
I see
what you're saying.
That's what I'm thinking anyway. Phoenix. Okay, so they are playing Phoenix. That makes this Eidolon pretty good, but I don't think it's that time yet. No, I don't think so. So yeah, let's Kill this thing. If they would have gut shot it, they would have used it last turn, actually. Oh, yeah, I was pretty sure they didn't have it. Okay, so now let's do this. I would like to hit a land, I guess, just to curve out, but... okay, there we go. And then, yeah, we'll get this out of our hand. Or... Yeah, yeah. No, this will be something to finish off the game. Well, no, I can't finish off the game. I have to do it next turn. But... provided this doesn't get too crazy, unless they don't go like Manamorphose into Manamorphose or something like that. This isn't too bad.
Shard Volley, is Shard Volley a Lava Spike or a Lightning Bolt?
It's a Lightning Bolt, but you have to sacrifice a land.
So you can use it to kill one of their creatures at least?
Yes.
And are they Hellbent right now, or they have 2 cards?
They have 5 cards in hand.
Oh.
One of which is a Sunbaked Canyon, one of which is an Arclight Phoenix. Excuse me. Okay, so... oh, I forgot about this. This feels really control-y to do this, but, like, honestly, I think that's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
I guess this one... that's a good draw as well. So how do I want to do this? Let's attack with this first. I really want to get this Eidolon out. Maybe drew him a land.
Kill this thing and cast Avalon.
I can get Spectacle if this gets in before I can do anything else.
Use the Shard Volley.
I don't know if I want to sacrifice a land.
Why?
Yeah, okay, fine. You think?
Yeah, you're just what's better, drawing a card or sacrificing a land? Like it's
pretty close.
Because he game. It was close, man.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
It shouldn't be right at the top like that.
Yeah.
It asks you to confirm.
Right? Oh, that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes. So, I didn't know what you were laughing at. Or wait. No, because I can just do this for free. I don't have to sacrifice a land, and I can just use the. I can kill this.
Okay, so kill that with that, and then lightning bolt him.
I kind of want to get the Eidolon out. If I kill this and then land an Eidolon, I think the game's over. I don't think I need this.
Okay, but.
Okay, here.
All right, go ahead.
Here,
Yeah,
okay.
you play it more than me and see what.
We'll land the Eidolon first. Because we're just using an ability here. Ah, no, that was a mistake. Because then it leaves... yeah, okay, no. This was a mistake. I screwed this up.
Like if he has a gut shot now or something?
Correct. Well, on the bright side, they take 2 anyway. Okay, no. So this game's over. I think. I'm pretty confident this game's over. With this board presence, their life total, and an Eidolon on the board... I mean, what do they do?
Hard cast to Phoenix. Sure. No, that's fine.
That's fine.
I don't know me. But hey, it's like I said though. Sometimes you just cast a 4-mana 3/2 haste flyer, and it's like it's not unreasonable.
No, the problem
is he gonna block with it?
I don't know.
I think he's in for a bad time if he thinks he's gonna block with it. Yeah. Wow. Arclight without even attacking. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would say you're pretty okay.
All right. So. I want to do it like this. Because this thing doesn't have prowess or anything. And then I think we might just... I mean, I'm taking some damage here, too.
No.
What?
Spectacle him, and then Grim Lavamancer the thing.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and then cast... oh, no, you won't have enough.
Well, I was going to say, I wanted to get the Goblin Guide out, too. But yeah, this is actually probably a little bit more conservative with my life. Or maybe the other way maybe the other way they were actually just dead. It gets more use out of the Lavamancer. Okay, no, now they can't cast anything except another Phoenix. Yeah, so I think they were dead either way. But yeah, no, okay. Alright, okay. So you haven't actually seen this list.
No.
Okay. So it's a little bit different. So this is what we're playing. So the mana base is the same as the MHayashi list.
Okay.
We are playing 1 fewer Lavamancer, 1 fewer Shard Volley, and 1 fewer Light Up the Stage in the main deck. But we have a Skullcrack and 2 Eidolons.
All right.
Okay, so that's the only main deck differences. Yeah, pretty crazy list, right?
Yeah, why did you make those changes?
I didn't own a 4th Lavamancer. Plus, I don't like Lavamancer at all in Burn right now. So I'm like, let's just go with 3 and see how it goes. I don't love Shard Volley. I don't mind 1 or 2 copies. 4 seemed crazy to me, but whatever. But I cut down 1 of these. And then I didn't love this many copies of Light Up the Stage either. I just didn't love, like, these are the cards I didn't like the most, and these are the I kind of just, I don't know.
The Seal of Fire is what's really interesting.
This has been really good. And one of the matches earlier today was fantastic against like an Elves build. Okay, anyway, we have to, let me just sideboard quickly because I don't want to run out of time. So we want Dragon's Claw.
Absolutely.
And we want, do you think we want Smash Smithereens for their Dragon's Claws? I'll put 2 in. Okay. And then we probably want Eidolons, I think. Maybe not on the draw. I don't know. And then, we also have Grafdigger's Cage and Relics. We have a lot of stuff actually.
Probably want to put Grafdigger's Cage.
Okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about on the draw doing like Grafdigger's Cage, and on the play putting Eidolon back in?
Sure.
I think that makes more sense, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're on the draw. So we'll take out Eidolons. We'll put in Grafdigger's Cage. We're at 65 cards right now. I think what can we cut?
Skullcrack?
Yeah. That's the easiest one, yeah.
Skewer, maybe?
How good's Lavamancer? It was Lavamancer. Sorry, I asked the question and then I realized the answer. We got to cut 4 cards. Seal of Fire's okay.
No, Seal of Fire is fine.
Yeah.
I like Seal of Fire better than Shard Volley.
I agree. I don't think I need to light up the stage here. I think we're more the control.
No, that's, well, if you're a control deck, you want to draw lots of cards.
Yeah, but I don't, like, you have to sort of be aggressive to trigger it. I'll take 1 copy out.
Alright.
I'll take out a Rift Bolt. I'm kind of just shaving my cards that I'm not super happy with. 1 more card.
Shard Volley. You still got 2.
Okay, I'll go down to 1.
Okay,
I'll go down to 1. That's fine. I was going to keep 2, but 1 is... That's true. Like, we saw it in game 1, and then we didn't even want it.
Yeah, so put that Rift Bolt back in and play the Shard Volley.
No, that was 60.
Yeah,
I took a... Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, I'll have 1 copy. This seems strong. Yeah, we got one of our, we're gonna find out if Grafdigger's Cage was actually good or not. We're gonna find out if we were right. Okay, so one thing I don't really care too much, but I try not to swear on this.
Why not? Did I swear?
No, but you almost did once, and I realized I hadn't told you that before. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. I just try not to.
It's gonna demonetize your videos?
No, I don't have enough followers to get monetized yet. No, we can wait on that. Yeah, Swiss beer. Might eat a bolt here.
Sometimes they can go nuts. He might have the nuts if he didn't play anything on turn 1. Whatever, we'll see.
We'll see. I think they were holding up a bolt. I was feeling that. I don't know if it was right. No, they were.
Whatever, yeah.
But who knows? They could go bolt and then also go bananas on turn 2. They just got everything. If they spend 1 turn just like putting a bunch of phoenixes in there.
You don't have anything like Shrine of Burning Rage or any like grindy.
No, not really. Okay, yeah. So Manamorphose. Okay.
Oh yeah, see, I told you, this is Renin 6.
So this doesn't do much against me, does it? They just get back
It's all of their cards have rebound. I mean,
no, it only returns lands, doesn't it?
No, but they get to 7 unless you're going to kill it with 2 cards right now, which is probably not a good investment.
Well, it's retrace, not rebound, which isn't as good, but yeah.
Well, what it retraces is when you discard a land and you can cast it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
yeah, and then okay, that's fair. Okay, yeah, that's legit. Put the cage out, suspend a Rift Bolt. Yeah.
Sure. I really wish you could kill that Renin 6.
Well, we'll do it next turn. With a Rift Bolt and something. Right? Or what does it go up by?
1.
Yeah, just by 1. That's fine. So going up to 5 and being at 4 makes no difference.
He draws a card with it though.
Well, sort of. They get a land. They get to draw a land. Lets them deck thin a bit, I guess. I'm not really worried about that. That's a real thing though. Wait, so does Grafdigger's Cage stop this too? No, it doesn't.
No, it's just an ability.
Yeah, and it exiles itself. It doesn't return it. They discarded 2 lands though, so they didn't get any tokens. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because he doesn't think you're gonna be able to kill the. I think you should you kill the season? Should you kill everything? I mean, but then you're hellbent, right?
Well, how much damage do I have in my hand at this point? 3 on the stack. 3, 6, 9. 15. I have 15. I think we might just go aggro and just shoot everything at their face at this point.
Okay.
I think at this point we just go to their face. I was at that point until now this. I'm like, you know what?
Like, all you have to do is draw one more lightning bolt.
Yes.
Which there's a few of.
There's a couple of them. That's okay. Let's get this
And
out.
you also have, like, you can draw cards with those stupid lands.
I mean, we're losing the race a little bit, maybe, with the life I have to pay for this. But they're at
3 life.
They're at 3 life right now. So.
And you're gonna bolt them at the end of next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see.
So this might work out.
Sometimes you just draw 5 bolts and kill them. What is this? Arclight Phoenix? Okay, so you're gonna take 5.
Yeah. Oh, they can do that too. See, I think they see what's happening.
You realize they're like, whoa, this guy's going aggro.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of time left, but neither do I. Okay, so let's see how this goes. You know what's funny? Seal of Fire does it right now too.
Yeah.
Come on, Seal of Fire for the win. Oh, that's really bad.
But that's fine. Pitch one of the lands.
Yeah, I was gonna say we want to do that with one of these, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. That's really bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's fine. He can't kill you next turn.
Maybe.
Or she, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Good point. Yeah, I had to catch John on that the other day. Maybe I'm hoping they just have 4 Arclight Phoenixes in hand. I know they can't, but you know what I mean. I think they're digging. They're digging for something.
They're looking for something.
They're looking for something.
You're at 6. So what do they need?
I am. Well, I have to pay 1 life to cast this bolt, no matter how I do it.
So you're at 5.
I am effectively at
You're at
5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they're I don't know. I'm hoping that this looks as good as it feels.
Yeah.
Okay, and I haven't seen anything weird in here. Anything like
no, it just plays Ren and 6 for value.
They're down to 4.
And they're gonna discard to try and find something else, but they got no mana now.
Oh man.
This is intense.
Yeah.
Oh, what did they discard?
Flame Slash and Soulscar Mage. These don't have haste, right?
What? I thought it was. Oh, is it non-land cards that you? I thought it was only instants and sorceries.
Yeah, they discarded. Or I don't know. Let's check. Non-land.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I guess we want a deck then.
Sure.
Might as well pay the 1 now.
Are you gonna draw that Sunbake?
No, I'm gonna cast this lightning bolt. Right? Yes,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
well, I was trying to think, or do I want to untap and be able to cast like a Rift Bolt on that turn? Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on!
That'll do it.
That'll do.
That'll do. Pig.
That'll do, Pig. Okay, I'm glad you thought the same thing. Hey, did I win the first game?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
All right, I couldn't remember. It was so long ago.
You steamrolled him with Goblin Guide. It was so long.
Oh, that's
ago.
right.
This is Burn. It was like 10 minutes ago.
Look, turn 5. That's like forever.
Is it really turn 5? Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. 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 All right, cool. So
That was
I
pretty.
think I'm 3-1 now.
Yeah.
So MHayashi knows a thing or two. I wonder how good this Grafdigger's Cage was.
It stopped him blowing his nut from.
Well, yeah, because
he had to hardcast that Arclight, and he had Faithless Looting.
Yeah,
he definitely.
I'm pretty sure he would have been able to get that back. Yeah, this Renansick looks pretty bad. against me.
I saw a list this week that it was like, it's literally the mono red prowess deck that I play.
Right.
It just splashes green to play Ren and 6. And don't you remember when I was like super
I do.
trolled by it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because I sold my green red mana base.
That's right.
So I don't want to have to buy these $400 and $500 worth of planeswalkers.
I thought you were gonna say a different F word for a second there. I was like, no, don't do it, no.
We try to keep it. We run a tight ship.
We
here.
do. Come on, it's a family channel. Unbelievable. All right, cool. Yeah, we're 4-1 with this this weird Seal of Fire 4.
I've always loved Seal of Fire.
Me too, and I purposely chose the Nemesis art because that was back when I used to play in 2000, 2001. I was like, this is the only Seal of Fire that existed. Awesome. So there's something to this list. I saw it. We've at least.
I don't think there's something to this list. I think there's something to lands that say sacrifice this land and draw a card when you need one.
There's probably some help to that. Yeah. Well, yeah, because we drew how many? We used one of them this game, but we needed that. We needed that.
Yeah,
extra.
we would have lost.
We would have lost if we hadn't been able to get an extra draw step out of that. What was our next? Do we still have it? Nah. Sometimes if you don't do it right away, and sometimes even if you do it right away, it like glitches up and it doesn't let you. It's really strange. Either way, this has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, along with Rodney, Top 8 Thompson, playing MHayashi, Mono Red Burn in Modern, and we're going to go into round 5, try to get a 4-1, get some sick prizing, and yeah, we'll see you there.
First we're going to get a popsicle.
Okay, popsicle first, then the magic. Okay, Andrew, Day 2 Dryden with Rodney, Top 8 Thompson here to finish off this Modern League. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Do you need a mint?
Do I?
Oh, no, you're fine. This hand, okay, we're on the, yeah, so here in round 5, we're on the play.
It's just a Dagwood coming back.
I mean, I'm real happy to go Goblin Guide into Swift Spear, probably get at least one good draw. We can draw, I don't know.
This seems awful, dude. You have 5 lands in your hand.
2 of them turn into other things.
Whatever, up to you. I think it's
If someone kept this hand as
Keep
a gamble, I wouldn't.
Keep it.
I wouldn't. No, I'm gonna mulligan it. But if someone did keep it, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give them too much of a hard time.
How much better is this?
Well, there's no creatures, which kind of makes me
Seal of
annoyed.
Fire kind of is.
But oh no, sorry, there's a second land. Sorry, I thought there was only one land. Okay, yeah, we're definitely keeping this. What are we getting rid of though?
Shard Volley.
I think I get rid of the Shard Volley. Shard Volley is good to finish off the game.
You don't get to scry anymore, right?
No, but I do put this to the bottom.
I've never played with the new rule yet.
Yeah, so we mulliganed. They went to 6 cards. We're going to keep this. And then I think... That's a million, yeah.
Charles Chaplin.
I'm getting rid of
Better known as Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the Shard Volley.
Of course. What else are you going to get rid of?
I was just double checking to make sure. I had time to think about it.
Sir Charles Chaplin.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. You get them for like Christmas.
Yeah,
and
no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing
we'll
wrong.
We'll talk about it here. Okay,
there's
so
nothing wrong with the quote. It's just the fact that it says Charles Chaplin. No one knows him as Charles.
We were pretty good friends, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that he got 3rd place in a Charlie Chaplin lookalike
I
contest?
did actually. I did hear that story before. Yeah, the real guy shows up. Look at this amateur over here, 3rd place at best.
Whatever, bronze.
Yeah. The one thing I want to know about that story is how many people showed up. Like, were there 3?
5? Like, yeah.
I was gonna say, because
3.
if there was only 3 entries, I mean, it's still funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And then it becomes hilarious.
Exactly. Okay, so again, I don't know what we're up against. So we're gonna try to be a little conservative with our life total. Let's start with the Rift Bolt, I guess. Yeah, I'll start with the Rift Bolt for sure, because then we can light up the stage next turn if we want. And then the Seal of Fire might have a better target.
And if it is an aggressive deck, it also like lets him know what's up and holds him.
Yeah.
Don't cast any creatures because I'm gonna fucking kill.
See?
Kill them.
It's hard.
Trolleytron.
That's okay. We can race Trolleytron. We can put him on the trolley tracks.
Yeah, they're gonna. You can throw a lot of cards.
And on the bright side, this way I don't have to play around anything. I can just nope. Cast this. Okay, well we'll curve out. I guess there's that at least. I guess this. It would be nice if this dealt 3 damage instead of 2 in this matchup, but I mean, whatever.
How good would that be?
You
only need
Would it be too good?
Absolutely.
Okay, turn 3 Tron. That's fun. That's fun stuff. What are you thinking about?
I know. Tron is so frustrating. The finals of the pro tour were like super lame.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
He was Tron. He natural Tron, like, or not natural, but he turned 3 Tron, like pretty
Yeah.
frequently.
I'm not gonna say we're flooding out here, but I am gonna hold up this fire outlet to draw a card rather than just hit them for 3 right now.
So they're effectively at 13, effectively at 10.
They're effectively at 10 right now. Yeah.
So he's gonna cast something, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, this could be all Drawsy-tron too, right? Like,
whatever. Like,
I guess that's the one thing, right? Like, if not casting this Lava Spike doesn't play around like a Thought-Knot Seer. But,
whatever you...
Well. No, it's not. Well, yeah. It's not great.
This hand's not bad against Thought-Knot Seer. It's like...
It would be better, though, if I got this Lava Spike out of my hand. I mean,
yeah.
That's just the one thing. So, this is what they found, right? Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
I wasn't paying attention. No, they got Karn.
Oh, Karn is okay. Let's hope it's not World.
I appreciate the restraint.
It was there was gonna be a on the end.
Okay, so how do we race this? I don't know if we do.
You can't race a World.
Well, we got 4 damage here. Okay, so hold on. So what do we have? Okay, so we pretty much have. Okay, we have to draw a card. Well, here, let's draw a card and then figure out what we're doing because. It doesn't really matter here. I don't know. Do I want to like basically 4 for 1 myself to?
Then he gets 3
to get the 3/3s out. Like, come on.
That seems pretty bad.
Wow, this would have been great on turn 1. Wow. We actually would probably have won this game already. A Skullcrack would have been a good draw too. I was really hoping for Karn. Karn would have been great.
Yeah, Karn is fine.
Karn would have been great. Hit one of my lands or hit a card out of my hand. Nothing.
Hit a Seal
You're doing
of Fire.
nothing. Yeah, hit a Seal of Fire. Go
Sack
for it.
response.
Exactly. I was actually really hoping for Karn. Oh, this is... Okay, can we win this game?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I play a Seal of Fire. I can get him to 11. Lava Spike. I can get them to 8. They attack. They go to 14. Goblin Guide 12, and then we're basically just out.
Out of cards, out of everything.
I don't think there's a way I can win this game, unless like my next draw is a Skullcrack into I don't know.
No, even a Skullcrack won't do it.
One turn Skullcrack might be enough.
Doubt it.
Well, it's the only thing that might do it, right? Okay, well here They already know about this. They're gonna know about Goblin Guide. Like we're at this point, like we're not fooling anybody here, right? So, let's just get things on the board and then pass the turn, and we'll see how this goes. This is not a good situation to be in. That first hand would have been better. Goblin Guide into Swift Spear, we would have won this game.
Think so?
Yes.
There was no spells in it.
We would have drawn spells.
Yeah, on turn 5.
Doesn't matter. Turn 1 Goblin Guide.
Turn 3 Wormcoil is just really hard to beat.
Yes, but a turn 1 Goblin Guide is one of the ways you can do it. It's okay. No, it was still a mulligan, but I'm just saying, like, as ridiculous as it is, I think Goblin Guide into Swift Spear on the play would have been good enough. So whatever. It's not a big deal. Even if we lose this game, this is a pretty strong matchup. And
you think you'll get him?
We got a good chance. I mean, I'm not using my usual cards of like Boros Charm and Path to Exile and things like that can usually help out with this kind of stuff, but this deck is arguably faster.
How does Boros Charm help against this?
It's just 1 card, 4 damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well now he's got a target for his Karn, unfortunately.
Frustrating.
Oh, from a card from my hand? Yeah, that's fine too. That's probably the smart choice, actually.
Tron is such a silly deck.
Yes.
How do you win this, man? You can't win this game.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We're playing it out. We're on camera.
I guess.
I get 2 more draw steps, so I don't know.
2 more draw steps to, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
Final Fortune? I don't know. Even that's not good
No, it's not. It's not where we want to be. I could. I'm trying to even think of a card in Magic that would do this.
Plague Wind.
Main deck Smash to Smithereens. Main deck Smash to Smithereens would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have been good a turn or two ago. That might have been enough. 9 damage swing. Instead of gaining 6, you lose 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, then he would be they would be at 8, and they would effectively be at 2.
Yeah, they would have lost if we had had something like that. That's okay. That's why the cards are there. Okay, I'm playing it out, so I'm not that much better, but I really feel like our opponent is dragging their heels here. Like I'm empty-handed here.
He's not gonna kill you. He's gonna wait till he can cast
Maybe.
Ugin.
Maybe.
Or not Ugin. What's the other one?
Ulamog.
And then just exile your Seal of Fires for troll value.
That'd be pretty funny.
No, it would not.
I'd laugh. I'd respect.
I wouldn't. I would get upset.
I'd respect that.
I just want this nonsense to end. Oh,
Main...
come on! Get out of here! This is stupid. Let's get...
Hold on. In response. I'm not actually doing this for real, because obviously just play the card and then exile a card from my hand. Okay. Now we'll concede. Yeah.
What?
Obviously, this fellow is worried about burn. Main deck Thrag Tusk. They're probably playing 4 of these then. All right. So we want Skull Cracks. We want Smash. I don't think we don't need Light Up the Stage here. Eidolons. Oh, we don't like Lavamancer.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. I was like, do we even keep 1? And then no, we don't.
Shard Volleys.
I don't mind having 2. Seal of Fire is not great, but it's okay. Here, hold on. Is there anything else on the sideboard we want? I might put more Eidolons in. They're not great against Tron, but they're okay on the play.
Sometimes you just want to get them dead.
Well, because sometimes like they take like 2 damage from like a Sylvan Scrying, and then like everything after that is like 7 mana, 8 mana. It doesn't matter, right? Meanwhile, you played like you got like basically a sorcery speed Boros Charm over 2 turns or something, which isn't like the worst, but right. But sometimes they have to go like Chromatic Sphere, Chromatic Star, like Expedition Map. Still, if you can get 6 damage out of it, it's great. And on the play, it's more likely. Although I still don't love it because it's a bad top deck, and if you don't get it out like on turn 2, it usually doesn't do enough. So right now I'm willing to cut the other 2 Eidolons.
But that'll put us at 60.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about just cutting these 2 Eidolons unless there's something else I want more of. No, I don't think so. I think all these are probably better. On the play I might keep them, but... No, these are probably just all better. Yeah, okay, submit like this. Again, I've like no experience with like this weird list, but I can kind of figure it out. Would you like to play first? Well, that's an easy choice at least. You know what? We had really good hands throughout the first 4 rounds, so I can't complain too much. This is definitely a mulligan. This is definitely a keep. Turn 1 Goblin Guide, turn 2 Swift Spirit. This is fantastic.
Wake, yeah.
And we want to get rid of a land. We want to get rid of it. Yeah,
No.
yeah. Because our life total doesn't matter. So we're definitely So basically, we just be pulling this back out.
That's fine.
Which I guess makes it effectively the same. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna put that on the bottom, and then because our life total doesn't matter. We are just racing. We want to get. We don't care if we take 10. They got to take 20. Would have been nice to have a Skull Crack in hand, but the only thing I would ask this hand to have is a Skull Crack. Other than that, this is all.
They're
great.
gonna be like under a lot of pressure really quick.
Which is what we need, and what the only other thing is.
He's mulliganing to 5. What's he looking for?
Probably a Chalice. I was just gonna say the other thing they could have is Chalice of the Void, which isn't too bad because we can get under it with Goblin Guide and Swift Spear. We can get both of those out.
If they lean too hard on Chalice?
Well, if they're hoping that that's what's going to save them. It is extremely strong against this build. Like, everything costs 1.
But you got Smash.
Not in my hand. That's the one thing that scares me. It's okay. Go ahead and draw that. I'll kill you. I'll kill you before you...
It's just trolly to see it.
And this way we know about it, right? This way at least it's not like, oh, do I play around this? Do I not? Like, we know they have it. That's
good. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So like this is an example where Eidolon would be good. This is so frustrating. Maybe no, we do this next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do this next turn with the Seal of Fire. That's what we do. And we get the Prowess trigger
Seal
off.
of Fire, and then
and then next turn we use the Seal of Fire to trigger.
Light up the stage and just go nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Is nuts a swear?
Yeah, it could be. I would consider it not.
But like, even if I was like blowing my nuts,
that's a bit more. That's a bit more below board. I don't know if below board's actually an expression, but above board is, so the opposite of that.
I ever tell you, I went on my very very first delivery, and it was like some big heavy piece.
Okay.
And there was like an old school guy who was like, I don't know, north of 60.
Okay.
And then there was a guy, it was around my age, right?
Sure.
And the big piece was heavy, and I go to get it out of the back of my truck, right? And I lift it up, and I'm like, ooh, getting under it, and I'm like, oh, this is a heavy one. And the old guy's like, careful now, you don't want to bust a nut. And I turned to the younger guy, and I was like, I kind of like busting a nut.
Oh my god. Just doing a number 3 all over the place. That's that's what they're there for, right? I guess.
Nuts are for busting?
I guess. I don't
can't
know.
argue with that. Yeah, fair.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So Seal of Fire into light up the stage here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's absolutely what we do. I'm just double checking before I do something silly on camera. Is because talking to the camera has a surprising effect on making you do silly things. Like, for example, right there. Like, if I would have gone, like, cast by accident, and I don't have enough mana, but, something like that could easily happen. You'd be like,
whoa, it burned 3 mana on a card, I only needed 2.
1. Right
there. Oh, yeah.
This thing wouldn't be playable if the Spectacle was 2.
That's interesting.
I think we do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, we do this again. We're just gonna run over. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Just when I thought my hand couldn't get any better.
You are in trouble.
This is almost lethal.
I know. It's like, I don't even think Plague would do it for him. No, it would not.
No, because I've got lethal in hand.
Mm-hmm. Light up the stage is a hell of a magic card.
It's very good.
I told you it's good.
Well, I mean, I was gonna win anyway. This is sort of a win-more situation for it, but yes. Usually I don't want to see...
This is turn 3 for him.
Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, and he missed Tron pieces. Like, this is... I mean, there's a mulligan to 5.
That's true, yeah.
But then again, Tron can win a mulligan to 5. Tron piece, Worm Coil Engine. Ugh. I think this hand would have been good enough. This hand would have been good enough to beat a Worm Coil Engine on turn 3.
Worm Coil right now.
Because they'd be playing it now, and I just go like bolt. Or you can even attack.
Nature's Claim, always gaining 4.
That's not going to be enough. Sorry, Chief. I don't think that's enough.
Is Chief a swear?
I think if you don't refer to like an indigenous person as it, I think it's fine. I think that's that's probably not a good idea. Because there's obviously some connotation there.
I've done it before by mistake.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, this is it. Just kill him. Show him how dead he is.
Yeah.
Lava Spike, Skewer.
I'm not even gonna show him a Skewer.
Mm. Why not?
Because I'm gonna bolt him at instant speed during the blocker step.
Let's put a stop in.
How dead are you? -7? Nice. All right. That's okay. Hey, that's only one. We still got to win one more. So
that seemed like it went pretty good.
It went extremely well.
Yeah, but they did triple mull or double mull, whatever.
Yep. I don't think there's anything different here. I think this is the same. I think this is the same. Maybe I don't know.
What changes?
No, I'm trying to think. Maybe I shouldn't have got too silly. No, definitely not the Eidolons. On the draw, no.
Oh, right now we're on the draw.
Yeah, definitely not. Like if not, no. I think this is just good. I think the only thing that's going to save them is if we get like horrible hands, they get turn 3 Tron, or they get like turn 2 Chalice. I think, and we don't have an answer. I think that's like the only thing that's gonna like really make a difference. And there's no like 2 mana spells I can put in here, right? No, I was just gonna make sure there weren't any more like skull cracks or anything.
You could light up the stage too.
Well, that's what I mean, because these cost 3, right? So I'm like, are there any 2 mana spells I can fit in? But not really, because I don't really want islands. No, I think this is good. I think we just want to run it back like this.
All right, let's do it then.
Yeah, I think this version is might be actually better against Tron, just because it's so 1-drop heavy. Like this is a very aggressive version of Burn. 2 lands, turn 1 creature, smash the smithereens.
Hello.
I am in. Sign me up.
Hi, my name is Burn.
3 damage. 3 damage.
Attack for 2.
Yeah. That was John's line in the last video.
Right,
he's like, Burn's such a caveman deck. 3 damage. 3 damage. It's pretty funny actually. I should have shirts made that just say like 3 damage. They mulligan to 5 again. Nice. Nice.
Looking for that worm coil, ain't gonna cut it, son. Mulligan's the 4.
Wow. Oh yeah, they gained 4 life last game too. Didn't even matter. Mulligan's to 4. Hey, like I said, Tron, Worm Coil, or oh man, maybe he's running Leyline. Ooh, that actually would be good against this version.
You can smash it. Oh no, you can't.
No, I can't smash it. Come on, go to main phase. Okay, sweet, no Leyline. I don't like your odds. Never tell me the odds. What are you thinking about? You can't have that many cards to play.
Do you have any that cost 1? Play them.
You should probably play whatever costs 1. Yeah, like that. Hold on. This is the one that if I smash it, it still draws them a card, right? I can't anyway, but...
Yeah.
The start.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because you can smash this, and they still draw a card. If you smash the sphere, they won't draw a card, because it's part of the ability or whatever. Okay. Again, that's probably not what I'm doing anyway. I'm smashing.
It's good to know.
But yeah, that's a relevant point. This is where you learn all the great Burn advice. Like, play 1-drops. Attack. Don't miss your draw. Don't miss your attack step. God, that was.
You clicked through?
Yeah.
That's bad.
In like the first.
How much damage did you lose out on?
Just like 2, because it was like a Goblin Guide.
Did it cost
was
you the game?
No, but it was. But it was also like the first game of the first video on this channel, so like.
What are we dealing with here? Oh my gosh.
That's fantastic, because we can destroy this.
You're gonna smash it next turn?
Yeah, because they won't be able to activate it. This is great. Watch, they're still going to get turn 3 Tron. How stupid would that be? If they go like Ancient Stirrings and find the 3rd Tron piece, I'm actually not going to smash this. Oh, they're hoping to draw like an Ancient Stirrings. They just didn't use the green mana. Oh, that's fantastic.
We just got 4 cards.
Oh, that's frustrating.
No, don't do anything but smash that.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it's frustrating, because I'm not doing this. Yeah, no, we are smashing this. And
I think cast it with a blue.
And I blew myself.
And I blew my neck.
I blew the expedition map up. That's right. All right, so you got.
Spoons?
I don't know. Watch, they're still gonna have Tron Worm Coil. How disgusting would that be? Oh, miss a land drop. Oh no.
Sometimes you play.
Now I wish they'd had the land drop and the Worm Coil. Yeah, just to be like, oops.
Well, no, because those freaking tokens are still annoying.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, what you have to do is do it during their attack step, and then no, this way the ground is still clear.
Spike.
Yeah, just spike. Yeah. See, this is like I've been saying a few times in this series. Skewer the Critics and Swift Spear is a total non-bow. Like
it does kind of suck.
Yeah, unless you have something like like the Lava Spike and then the Skewer in the first main phase.
That's why the mono red Phoenix deck has so many of those free spells.
Yeah.
Because you just need to get that prowess damage, right?
Yeah.
And well, anyway.
Oh, this is all right. Well, nobody feels bad for Tron, let alone me. No. I'm just gonna hit all my land drops
Tron,
too.
Go home.
All right.
Nine them. Look, do it again. Okay.
This is a sorcery. This is an instant.
Shard volley him, and then skewer him, and then attack.
Yeah,
and then the blocker's phase, when before the Swift Spears deal damage, then lightning bolt him.
Sure. I don't think there's a way. No, I can kill him at instant speed after this. They're super dead. They might just resign here. They might, because this is lethal right here. They might not. Yeah, we didn't even get it. All right, cool. Wow, 4-1.
No!
Woo! 4-1.
Hey, it's a little Tarmogoyf. What is a modern point?
I think if you get enough of them, you can like enter some big tournaments or something like that.
You trade it in for Tarmogoyf?
Right now, you don't want to do that. Tarmogoyf costs like $6 online.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's dropped a ton.
Oh man, how much is the paper ones worth?
I think they're down to like I want to say like 50 American, something like that.
What about the box topper ones?
I have no idea.
No,
I don't know. But Tarmogoyf has fallen from grace in terms of its financial.
Fallen, yeah.
It's a 2-mana vanilla creature that dies to Merfolk Trickster.
You left out the best part. It's a 4/5.
It's still a 2-mana vanilla creature.
Do you know what somebody pointed out to me that I didn't even think about?
I would love to hear.
Plague Engineer lets your Tarmogoyfs attack into your opponent's Tarmogoyfs. Yeah,
that's
and I was
true.
like, oh wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's true. Now all you need is like Aether Vial, so you can like flash it in.
The Plague Engineer?
Yeah. Wait for blocks, flash it in.
Lord Wife.
That's a got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's actually it's even big in the mirror. I never would have thought of that. That's
everything
true.
in the mirror, in like the rock mirror, it's just whoever can cast the most stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Rodney Top 8 Thompson, master rock and or Jund player. That's his jam. He likes that. So yeah. So what do we get? We got
box once.
Or wait, maybe the modern points or something. I don't know what the qualifier points are. Then I don't know what the difference is.
What is that treasure chest?
You've not seen these? Oh yeah,
no,
okay.
I don't play online.
Right. Okay. So here we'll show you this, and then this is it took 100 play points to enter. So I've got my entry plus
prize
20% back, and then whatever these are, and then these.
Whatever.
So,
and those are basically packs.
Basically, yeah, they're like 3-card packs, and usually what you find, or one of the things you find of them is at least 5 play points.
Do you have to open them?
No, you can sell them to bots for ticks.
How many ticks are they worth?
That changes, but I think right now they're worth like 2.7 or something. So like they're worth 270, which is the same as like.
Oh wait,
which is the same as 27 play.
Like how much is a play point?
You can't trade these, but a play point is about the same as 10.
So you have
no, sorry. Okay, so how do I put this? For people online, sorry if you haven't played on Magic Online, maybe you want to hear this description. So to enter a league now, it costs 100 play points or 10 ticks. So if you're using it for entries, 1 tick is worth 10 play points. Right?
And can you buy ticks still?
Yes.
Okay, so they're not like phasing out ticks.
No. So basically, I could turn these chests into, I think if it's worth 2.7 or something like that each right now, right? I could turn it into...
Say 12 ticks.
Yeah, something like that. So this right here would be like an entry plus 20%, give or take. And this also from winning, it was an entry. I can enter a league again.
For 4-1.
Yeah. For 3 and 2, you get your entry plus 1 treasure chest, and then everything more you get more.
So if you win more than half of your matches, you can go.
You're on infinite plus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So whenever I record, I usually try to open at least one. See if anything's interesting for the people.
Do it?
Yeah, we'll open up 1 treasure chest.
Let's open the Tarmogoyf one.
These are points.
So we can't?
These aren't treasure chests.
Oh,
Here,
highlight it. What does it say?
This object is used. There you go.
Modern playoff events. Okay.
And then what's this one? I think this is like the mocks. These are the...
An untradeable point used to enter Magic Online Championship Series preliminary.
Okay, so they're kind of the same thing, but this one's, I guess, like a fancier event.
Sure.
And I think in these events you can also win stuff like Liliana the Veils and all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, but that was a while ago now. Anyway, so we'll open up a treasure chest. But first, we're gonna go look at the MHayashi. Okay, we're gonna do a post-league deck tech. We're gonna see what we thought of the cards and stuff. You missed a couple of the games, but whatever. Then we'll open up a treasure chest and then we'll say our goodbyes. Okay, so that's the plan. If you don't want to see any of that, I guess you can stop watching now. But please do subscribe. It's a new channel. Really helps. With YouTube, go, hey, this guy's actually doing things people want to watch. Also, don't forget, check out Patreon page for deck lists, sideboard guides, things like that. You can obviously donate as well if you want while you're there, but there is non-paywalled free content there as well. And you can follow me on Twitter, any of that stuff. Also, don't forget, both of us, as well as Nikachu and Mark Coco Clusa, all going to be at Grand Prix Minneapolis this coming
Magic
weekend.
Fest. Magic Fest.
Magic Fest Minneapolis.
We don't call them Grand Prix anymore.
Some of us old guys still do, but yeah, technically they're not Grand Prix anymore. They're Magic Fests Minneapolis. So we're going to be there all weekend. If you want to try to find us, you can look around the event center, say hi, all that stuff. We love taking pictures, meeting fans. We love interacting with the people who get us, out of bed in the morning to make this content. So make sure to look us up there. Other than that, if you want to tune out now, take care. See you later. But otherwise, we're going to go to a deck tech and treasure chests. So this is the list we used today. Again, very much based on the MHayashi mono red burn list that went 5-0 this week. So again, the big differences were he had, I'm pretty sure it's a he. I'm like pretty sure.
What's
so
your first name?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's just an online name. It's like MHayashi. I assume it might not even be their real name. Like, I don't know.
Hayashi's a Japanese name.
No, I know, but anyway, whatever. Point is, I don't know this person personally. I think it's a male fellow. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But anyway, so I'll use he until someone corrects me.
Why did you say they?
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll use they until someone tells me otherwise. So they used 4 Lavamancer, 4 Shard Volley. The Eidolons were in the sideboard, and there was 4 Skullcracks in the sideboard. They were not using Dragon's Claw. They had no Relic, but 4 Grafdigger's Cage, and then what was the other difference? Oh yeah, right. So there were 2 more Eidolon and 1 more Skullcrack. Yeah, okay. So that was the only differences. I thought this list was pretty neat. I'll be honest. The using 8 of these Horizon Land effects, just having a mono red mana base, like if you run into like Auriok Champion or Core Firewalker or something, it's horrible, right? But if you don't, just gas,
These
right?
lands are obscene.
Yeah.
So for so many years, like the Horizon Canopy was like the envy of just like every deck.
Well, and I never realized how good it was.
It's obscene. Yeah.
I never realized how good it was. Like, obviously all the green, white value decks would be using it, but it wasn't until I started actually playing with this card when I'm like, this is what they've been doing. Like, this is how this has felt for all these years. This is amazing. Mm-hmm. Why have we not had this before? Yeah. No, it's so good. And to have 8 of them, like, you're going to draw like 2 a game pretty much. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been pretty impressive. I was also really impressed with these Seal of Fires. I played against Infect, and I played against like an Elves deck before you got here.
Oh look, is that killing a Merfolk? I think it is. I think it's killing a Rootwater Thief. I'm gonna look up.
Oh yeah, maybe.
If I remember correctly, that was like the card. That was the card.
At first, I thought it was like a Viashino jumping out of it.
No, I'm pretty sure that's.
But
a
now that you mention it, that looks more like a Merfolk on fire. Yeah, they're both kind of lizardy looking things, right? But no, now that you mention it, I think that's actually what that is.
I think which Rootwater Thief was like the first card of. Yeah, that's totally it, isn't it?
It's similar. Oh yeah, maybe. I think the fins are a little different, but it looks pretty. It looks pretty close.
This was the first card that they did. They used to have that tournament where if the winner got to design a card.
Yeah, the players thing or whatever.
That Sylvan Safekeeper.
What was the one that John Finkel made that everyone hates?
Well, he hates it too. He said,
I know.
When he asked like what his biggest mistake was, he's like that card.
Yeah, I forget.
It's Shadow Mage Infiltrator.
That's right. It's what is it, like a 1/4 that when it hits 1/3 that when it hits a player they draw a card.
Yeah, and that's because back then all the Turbo Xerox decks were playing Ophidian, which is blue and 2, 1/3, and it has an effect that when it's unblocked, you can cancel its combat damage and draw a card.
Oh, so this is like a strict upgrade to that almost.
Yeah, and that's what he was thinking. He's like, I can deal 1 and draw a card.
Right.
And it's like, but the thing is still garb. Like,
yeah, it's just bad. Meanwhile, other people could have made like, I don't know,
Snapcaster Mage.
Or a different like a different Tolarian Academy or something, or like Gaia's Cradle. Like,
well, that's what the what's his name, Tiago Chan, I think, that did Snapcaster Mage.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
He wanted a land that you could tap for I can't remember if it was a blue or a colorless.
Okay.
But it had like an additional line of text, and
Yeah.
it was blue 1, discard this card from your hand, counter target spell.
Oh, okay. So
Right?
yeah. So you could use it as like a cancel or a land.
Yes.
Right.
The problem is it's an uncounterable cancel.
So what? It's still
The card is too good to have counterspell in the land.
3 mana. A 3 mana counterspell. They won't give us a 2 mana counterspell in Modern. They won't give us counterspell.
I don't know. I think putting cancel on a land is too good.
Against any deck that isn't running blue, it's no different. If you run that against a mono red deck, they're not going to be able to counter a counterspell back anyway.
Right, but
you know what I mean? So only against other blue decks does that even matter. I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
I didn't say that. I personally, my personal opinion, I think it would probably have been fine. But R&D told them absolutely not.
Wow. What do they know?
What if
they printed Hogak.
Yeah.
And then banned Bridge from Below. Like, that was the problem.
Bridge from Below was a problem.
Okay, we're getting off topic. Let's just finish this part, and then we can do that. We can talk about this in the...
Rootwater Thief.
Rootwater Thief. He's getting killed by... what's the power and toughness of Rootwater Thief?
1/2.
Okay, then it makes sense. I was like, if Rootwater Thief's a 1/3, that's absolutely not what this is.
No.
Okay.
And you can give it flying. And when Rootwater Thief deals 2 combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 colorless. And if you do... search that player's library for a card and move it from the game. Then that player shuffles their library.
Neat.
Garb.
Alright, okay. So Seal of Fire was really good. I was really hoping to see what it would do against Death Shadow. Because what I was hoping is, you can sort of, just lay out a bunch of Seal of Fires, wait for them to get down to 8, and then just throw them at them, right?
Did you play Death Shadow?
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I kind of wish I would have been able... Because that was my first instinct. Like, this would be really good against Death Shadow, possibly. But it never happened. Either way, it was still really good against the small creature decks.
And it might be good, actually.
It was good against Infect.
In the Phoenix decks, is that it triggers Swift Spear.
Right. Triggers Swift Spear, and you can use it for Spectacle.
Yeah, you don't need to use it right now if you don't need to.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why a lot of the Phoenix decks, they'll play Tormod's Crypt.
Yeah.
As their graveyard, so they can just throw it out there to get a
yeah, right? Absolutely. So Phoenix players, maybe this is the next thing too, right? Add this to the list of, I don't know, make yourselves even more.
I might play Phoenix in...
I think it's a good deck.
Which we need to discuss, actually.
Okay, well, let's do that off camera. No offense, just this is already going to be a super long video.
That's fine, the people love it.
That's true, the people do love you. I don't know why. I hate you, but...
Wow.
Just kidding. So, Shard Volley was also pretty good. I don't know about 4 copies. This is a very aggressive version of Burn. Again, it's got like almost no 2-drops, even with the ones that I put in the deck. So I think Shard Volley's fine in this list. And so maybe I'll start testing out Shard Volley with my Burn lists more, because normally I just avoid it altogether. But with this build, I actually do really, really like it. But I also think 3 is probably the right number. Outside of that, everything's normal, right? You got Goblin Guides and Swift Spears. How do you go wrong with that? The Skull Cracks in the sideboard, they were good when we needed them. I don't know. We didn't see... I think that Grafdigger's Cage also really helped against Phoenix that one game. One thing is that it's missing. Doesn't really have a lot of removal that works for anything. Like, I lost to Jund because they were able to get... You gotta be kidding me. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a second. For those of you who watch... We'll do it now. For those of you who watch Nikachu, he just sent me a text saying, does anyone have copies of Cloudstone Curio? He's gonna make this stupid meme deck a thing. It's so ridiculous. Hey, you know what? People have gone 5-0 with it. It's a good... As long as you don't lose on turn 2 to some busted Hogak draw, I mean, hey, it's value. God
damn it, Nikachu.
Oh, man. Okay, so the one thing this has trouble with is, like, larger creatures, right? I lost to Kalitas, right? Anything with 4 power.
Kalitas is a pump, man.
But that's the point, right? Like, there's no white in this deck. That's the one thing. So it's a little bit tough, but it's low to the ground, it's streamlined, and it's really good at what it does. I don't know. I don't know what this is like for a budget. I'd have to check, but I think this is a little budgety. I mean, there's no There doesn't have to be Scalding Tarns. You could just... But these Modern Horizon lands are a little bit expensive.
What are they? How many ticks are they?
Ticks? I don't know. These are like 4 or something like that.
They're like $30 a piece.
Yeah, well, in paper they're expensive, yeah. Either way, I really like this list. If I could do anything differently, honestly, I wouldn't change anything. I thought this was great. I might need to get more practice with it, but I wouldn't change this list. Which is something I don't often say. I would not change this list. unless you were specifically going to play in a local game store against like blue-white control. Maybe you'd put Fry or something in there, or maybe you'd want some copies of Exquisite Firecraft or something. But like, yeah, no.
I'd probably try and see where I could fit Faithless Looting and Arclight Phoenix. I don't know. I still feel like this looks like a bad Phoenix deck to me, or like a bad mono red Phoenix deck to me. It's what is it doing that's different?
It's just got more burn, right? Like it's just got more direct damage kind of stuff going on with it. I think that's what it's doing. That's the big difference, and it's also not using the graveyard as much, right?
But Phoenix doesn't. It's actually a misconception. People are like, "Oh my god, I gotta put these ley lines in." That's fine. Put ley lines in if you want. That's just a mulligan for me. As far as like a mulligan in the game, like
well, it depends. If you can race the deck, I disagree, right? Like in Burn, I bring in Rest in Pieces because it's shutting down Bedlam Revelers. It's shutting down Phoenix.
Oh, Bedlam Revelers. The mono red doesn't pay that anymore. If it does, it's like one.
Well, I haven't been paying attention lately. I guess I was still using this.
I haven't played, but I've been looking at deck lists.
Okay. Well, at any rate, I would really like this deck list, and I wouldn't change anything right now. I would play this again. So if this video gets enough views and likes and all this stuff, I might do this again. This was great. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that. Let's check out our treasure chest. Let's see. Oh, and we can open up these free packs too.
What are they?
They're a 1-card pack that Magic Online gives you.
That's a fun picture.
Oh, yeah. There's a 1-card pack that Magic Online gives you for playing. Like, I don't know. It gives it to you like once every month or once every couple weeks if you play a league or something.
Damn it, John.
Yeah, I know.
He's just trolling us from beyond the grave.
All right, let's open up one of these. It's usually nothing. It's usually like a Bird of Paradise that everyone has. Oh, cool, Terminate.
Cool, Terminate.
Yeah, but it's because everyone gets these, they're sort of not. But it's still that's a modern playable card, and I like the art. That's the old plane shift art. That was back when I started to play, so I like that. It's not worth anything, but 4 cents. You can't even sell it. Bots aren't buying it. But you also can't trade these things. Stoneforge!
Nice.
Okay, that actually might be something.
And it's a good art one.
Yeah, it's the cool... I like that promo art. That version is worth half a tick! Woo! Wait till it gets unbanned, then it'll jump up to like a bajillion ticks. And then... Garb. Nothing. Not even going to look it up. Okay, so we're going to open up one treasure chest, and we'll see what we get, unless we get something that's worth like a bajillion points. Selfless Spirit, that might be worth 2 or 3, but I don't know.
Larceny might. Isn't that an EDH card?
Yeah, but nobody plays EDH online.
I thought people love EDH.
Well, people have it, but it doesn't drive prices. Yeah, Selfless Spirit's worth 23 cents.
Is that cents or ticks?
Cents, because it's 0.23.
Yeah, but you could sell 0.23 ticks.
Yeah. That's right.
Wow, look, foil is worth 3 cents.
Well, you say like 23 cents, because like roughly a tick is worth like a US dollar. Oh, what have I done? This is not what I wanted to do.
A foil is worth 0.01 ticks.
Yeah, sometimes the foils are worth less. It's really weird.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, this is worth nothing. You want to open up one more or no?
Dash or what the hell? When in Rome. Don't
all
do
right.
it then. I don't
No. One more. Come on, spin the wheel. Let it ride.
How come you only get one in there?
Because it was replaced with more play points. You're guaranteed to get 5 play points as one of your things, and then you get other stuff. I'm pretty sure Abzan Ascendancy is worth nothing, but that was still about what we would have got if we had sold it.
What do you get if you sell it?
To the bots, like 2.7 ticks or something.
And 10 play points is a tick.
Yeah, so it's about the same. All right, we'll stop there, though. Okay, yeah, that's enough of that. Okay, so enough of us sort of rambling mindlessly about Modern and all this stuff and Rootwater Thief and everything. But yeah, like I said, love this list. I wouldn't change anything. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. This has been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden, along with Rodney, Top 8 Thompson, playing Modern, Mono Red, MHayashi Burn in Modern, and I will see you next time.